All right, and I am live. Flashpoint Ebontis. What's going on, man?
Oh, just another Friday morning. Got a workout in. Got my butt whooped. Had to shower and clean up after that one. This isn't just like, hey, let's change clothes and start the podcast. No, no. I sweat more than most people when I work out anyway, so that's just kind of an issue to deal with. But yeah, it was a sweaty morning, so I had to get a shower in, but feeling nice and clean and
Squeaky.
squeaky clean. Yeah, squeaky. So,
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, I did workout today earlier at the job, so I got that in arm day. Got to get the guns, bro. Had to get that going. Gains. But yeah, it was a good one, man. Came back, so I'm like, all right, it's our time to talk about this thing of ours, this Flashpoint, man. Lot going on, lot to talk about. I was gonna ask you a question. What you been doing in Destiny this week? And I'll tell you what I've been doing.
Well, been practicing, and I'll save my question a little bit later, but working on a couple solo guides. I was kind of debating on, I did a Warlock solo run on Whisper.
Okay. That is neat in the community.
But no. Like, I did it on, say, like Monday morning. I always have like a meeting at 11. I literally started the thing at like 10:20, and I finished it. But then when I go back and listen to it, some of the talk isn't that great. It's not like my favorite video, but I was like, I know it's doable. But I was just working on heroic solo guides, stuff like that. But honestly, just been going through, like, my buddies jumped in on Tuesday. So we went through like as many of we did the mission again. We did just kind of your basic weekly resets, working through Gambit, Crucible, working on the Flashpoint, which is Mercury shoot me in the face.
Oh my God.
Okay, seriously, I'm honestly like, I'm going to say it already. Why in the world in Mercury did they take away the majors as counting for the damn Flashpoint?
Yeah,
that used to work, and then they just stopped that.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I it was pulling teeth doing that Flashpoint this week. I was very bored. I was very disgusted. And then, like you said, I didn't even realize it until like maybe I was shooting majors for about maybe 15, 20 minutes running around. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait, let me check my progress. And I'm like, whoa, I'm not doing anything. Like, I just wasted so much time. So like now they want you to do heroic adventures, and then we all know that damn public event don't spawn nearly enough.
No, have that thing up like, I don't know, every 10 minutes. Why not make that place a little more active? There's no reason. But honestly, there's one thing for every Flashpoint ever. Patrols should count.
Yes.
No reason they should not. If I do like, even if it's 5%, if I do 20 patrols, I think I put in some time on that planet.
Preach. That is another missed opportunity. It makes no sense why.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have much other purpose. You may as well throw them in there.
Facts. There's nothing else to do on this planet but patrols and run around. Thank God I got the Segura shell and I'm looking for simulation seed and all that. But yeah, I'm with you, man. But Mercury is such a disappointment. It hurts my soul going to that place because you know how I feel about Osiris. You know how I feel about the lore. And I'm just this damn, parking lot that we got to go to. Oh man, Snaldo, what's up, man? Oh, UK Dad's in the Pete. What's going on, bro?
Guys, welcome to chat this morning.
Welcome.
In live.
Yes, you missed the discussion, but yeah, man, that's pretty much it. But for me, this week has been very interesting. I've been playing a lot of Gambit, getting a lot of. I've been actually getting really.
Have you seen the meatball?
Nope. Never seen it. Sin, what's up?
This is going to be the worst week to try and see it for now.
Yeah, I've heard bad things. Send us in the chat, see what's going on. Yeah, so I did a lot of Gambit. Really enjoying that. I got like a nice little Gambit build, and the Gambit weapons are really nice. Like I really like that auto hazard of the cast. I got trust, the hand cannon with a sick roll. My baby though, it's bygones. You got bygones yet?
No, have not got one.
Wait, you haven't got
that one to show up.
You haven't got one Gambit weapon? You've been playing Gambit? I don't know.
Pretty good amount. Like, I mean, I haven't hit infamy, but I'm like, I don't know, 5,000-6,000, and I lose a fair amount. So do the math. It's probably a chunk.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. No, I've got. What have I actually got from Gambit besides a whole bunch of trash?
I even got the full set so I can get the powerful gear.
See, the armor I feel like I've got. Like if I played my Titan, I've got a full set there. Warlock, I've been picking up into more. It's funny, I've been working on my Titan more. Then I started leveling up my Warlock.
Yeah.
And then I did the raid on him. He blew past my Titan. My Titan's at like 564. My Warlock's like 575. Like my Warlock jumped past him. I did get one Bad Omens with tracking, but unfortunately I also got Genesis, so no tracking.
You know what's funny? I still don't
Cluster
know.
bombs yet.
I still don't really know. Like, confession, I still don't really know what Genesis does. Like, I'm waiting for like Fallout to do a video. And like,
I should
really,
actually probably break that perk down because
it's so
in my head, in
confusing.
theory,
I don't understand. Continue.
no, it's like in theory, it says breaking a combat shield with this weapon refills its magazine from its reserve. So, say a rocket has one bullet in the magazine. If I hit, and granted, it's going to have to be something big to break the shield and not kill it. But say I hit a Minotaur Major with a Void rocket launcher and a Void shield. If I break that shield, then hopefully it sounds like it's going to pop another bullet into that clip so you could fire again.
Yeah,
so the idea is, I guess, if you break the shield, then you can keep going. Same thing if you broke a shield with a auto rifle, then you could literally just keep firing and put the damage out because now you've dropped the shield. It says energy weapons regenerate ammo on hit when matching damage type with a combatant shield. So energy weapons like auto rifles or something like that, for example, sound the same. So I honestly haven't seen much out there on it. I don't know if it's like an amazing perk. I guess it depends. I think something where it might almost see more benefit to it might be somewhere in that mid-range, like Scout or Pulse.
Yes.
Kind of might have, because getting some bullets back in the chamber there, if you do like, hey, get like 3 or 4 trigger pulls just to pop a shield, and then you get a full clip to work them down, then you can be a little more efficient taking that guy out without a reload. Guessing, but sounds like I might need to dig in a little bit. But yeah, I'm with you. It's like I haven't seen much on Genesis on that perk at all.
Yeah,
pretty quiet.
It's not really explained well. So yeah, pretty much that. And then low key, I've been knocking out all my powerful gear. But low key, I've been playing a ton of Crucible, man. I'm a beast with the Void Lock. The 2-minute fission. I'm a beast, right?
It's the new warp.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it is the most dominant class for Crucible as a warlock.
Man, I'm gonna need to get schooled in that because I have tried that once or twice and I suck. I'll straight up be honest, I am not great.
You've got, trust me, it's weird because I had this conversation. Shout out to Dizzy. I had this conversation. He's like, "Yo, I love whatever the Kami Kamehameha joint." I'm like, "Listen, that's cute." But
I can hit you from halfway across the map.
Let me tell you, I get 7 pieces kind of frequently.
That's insane.
Dude, did you see my video I put up, like a tweet that I put up of a 7 piece? Actually, Sinister's in the chat. Sinister was with me. Yeah, I got a 7 piece with him. Then it got, like he said, handheld Nova. That is insane. Also, Cool Guy has a video up right now with your man's there's a Warlock exotic for the arms. I forgot. Basically, what it does is, you know how the Warlock charges the grenade and holds it. What to create the supernova or create like Devour and all that stuff. With this exotic, you hold it and then you can tank damage, like 40% less damage. Like you can tank more damage.
First hold.
Yes.
Okay,
and
I actually have that. Didn't even know.
Oh, I'm so jelly. I don't even
resist incoming damage charging. Resist incoming damage while charging your void grenade with chaos accelerant. Feed the void or handheld supernova. Charging void grenades return a random amount of grenade energy on hit. Yeah, that actually sounds rather good.
No doubt, man. But shout out to the 27th anniversary of Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yeah, that game will kick your butt.
Oh, that's so hard. That was one of the original hard games. Shout out to Daz on that one. Yeah, man. So I've been rocking with that, and I've started. I'm very far in my Redrix grind. I'm very far. So I've been doing a lot of solo offline play. Like I said, I just really love Crucible so much, especially with the Nova, especially with the lineup I got right now. I think I'm rocking Bygone's Escalation Protocol shotgun, because Escalation Protocol shotgun does not move out of my energy slot. And heavy, I go between Wardcliff. I'm giving y'all secrets now. I go between Wardcliff or I got an ill play of the game with Rampage and some other crazy perk, and I think I got a mod in it that gives me an extra magazine.
Yeah,
it's nasty.
Is play of the game Forsaken dropping, or is it just like an older one?
Oh no, it's Forsaken drops with random rolls.
I haven't seen one.
Yeah. You've been getting the old
count my edge transits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hold on. 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I haven't deleted that many of them, just more sheer entertainment value. 30 edge transits. That is nuts.
That's crazy.
But I
Yes.
mean, we'll cover a piece as well. But it's like there's just not that many options in the heavy slot right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
that is kind of one thing I'm noticing with random rolls. Like we got random rolls, but man, we got random on like 10 guns.
10 guns. Yeah, but heavies. You're right. Heavy's been lacking.
Not that many.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, that's been pretty much it, man. I've just been grinding now. I'm doing real good. I'm up to the super kills part. I'm about to blaze that out. Oh, and the last thing I'm gonna tell you real quick. Yo, finally, I got a crucible catalyst, bro. I could not believe it. Guess which one?
I'm trying to think what the Crucible ones are.
Exactly. It should be only 2.
I got Jade Rabbit recently,
3.
but I don't. Is that one of them? I can't remember. I got Jade Rabbit recently,
Mhm.
but that's about the only. I can't think. What is it? Because I'm blanking right now.
Mhm.
What'd you do?
I got Vigilance.
Ooh, there you
Vigilance
go.
dropped for me. And here's
I
the
haven't
thing.
used that in a while, actually.
Full disclosure. Remember before they said you had to win a Crucible match to get it? I won the match, but it dropped in mid-match. While we were winning, but I thought the criteria was like after the match. I don't know. But it dropped mid-match and we were really slaughtering. But yeah, so I gotta unlock the full. The problem is it's like
Vigilance, just like you're gonna win. Here you go.
Yeah, it's like here you go. But Vigilance is good, but I don't know how it's not as dominant as it was. It's still viable, but I can feel the difference. But I want to see once I unlock full auto how that goes. But that's pretty much been what I've been going on for me.
Yeah. It's like for me, I got a go figure with Outlaw and Rampage.
Mhm.
So and it's got a range perk on it.
Woo!
So if that's not pretty much the role I'm gonna want on that one, I don't know what else to ask for.
Oh, you beasting right now, especially in PvE. You beasting with that.
But I will honestly say one that I did not expect to like as much as I did, and I want another perk to go with it. Triple tap on Tiger Spite, triple tap on an auto rifle, dude.
Nice.
It's like what I did not see that actually being as good as it is.
Yes, I got the curated auto from the raid.
Oh, I have not seen that.
It's called like Age Old something. Dude, it's got that new perk 4 times the charm, which is basically triple tap.
Is it triple double type thing? Or?
Yeah, almost.
Huh,
yeah,
almost? Okay.
Almost like triple double from Wrath of the Machine type thing. Plus, it got Rampage on it, and it's Masterwork 10 tier already.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, man.
Does it take 10 tier? I always forget. Does it take 10 tier to get the the orbs to drop?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So
yeah, end game stuff.
Yeah, I got the Twilight Oath, the sniper from Dreaming City, as a tier 10 drop. So that one comes with snapshot sights and box breathing. So
nice.
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. I actually got 2 of those, literally at the same like 30 minutes. That's where the whole duplicates like bug me, because sometimes that still definitely happens. Because like I went on one character, turned him a Dreaming City bounties because it was like early in the morning before I went to work before reset. Yeah, turned on my Dreaming City bounties on one character, switch over to the other one, turn him in. I literally got it on both. I was like, "Are you kidding?" Like, I mean, it's fine. Like, I'll take it. I just don't need 2 of them. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I can probably break it down and see how many Masterwork cores you get from one of them at this point, but it's just a little weird.
Nah, I feel you. So let's get into this thing, man. We got some thwob to talk about.
Indeed,
things going on.
So good old Bungie definitely stepping out there saying it's been a bit. We've had 3 weeks or so. We've made full circle and we've got some things to talk about, but raids have been beaten. We have, triumphs are being earned. People are getting crazy high scores because they've been asking. As we said, God rolls are dropping that we're getting, people finishing gear sets. A couple people even getting titles. Not that raid one yet, which by the way is a beast. Oh man, that raid title. Yeah. I don't even know what else it's going to take to finish it. But right now, it's like, dear God.
Yeah, your God.
I don't think I'm ever going to do that one. That's a crazy group. So all that stuff's going on. They have more coming, but they have some changes coming during October. Some of which I wish were like tomorrow, but we got to wait a little longer for those. But
yeah,
a lot's going on. I know you've been playing a lot. I've been playing a lot. So let's see just kind of what they're working on first. And
yeah, man.
First piece, we got the meatball. Literally leaving this on screen is probably like somebody's horror movie.
Yeah, it looks crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of like they call this thing the Ascendant Primeval Servitor. The fact that this is even remotely a servitor looks like basically like a servitor that got taken over by aliens, because servitors are so like technological and fallen and they look like a machine, and this thing literally looks like a meatball, like alien face. It's either a meatball or the other one, I'll keep it clean, the butthole. So,
or something, another part of someone's anatomy.
Yeah, so Um, yeah, the thing is, so this is the thing that you have to shoot in the face to
Mm-hmm.
get the Malfeasance quest to start.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing people are saying, and I heard it on different podcasts and places, that people are going like 10, 20, 30, 80 matches, and this thing is not showing up.
It's crazy.
There's some weird glitches that come
Mhm.
along with this one. You have to
Mhm.
actually kill this thing when it
Mhm.
actually drops. Like it goes for both people, but you have to be the team
Mhm.
to drop it. So for one, you know you're screwing somebody over. But if
Mhm.
you see it pop up and then the other team just does the whole, you know, you're against
Yeah.
a team of 4 and they just melt them, you're like, well, there that goes. So
Mhm.
there are a lot of issues with this right now, and people just want to start a quest, and it's like the whole RNG nature to it makes it bit difficult to
Yes,
say the
very
least.
difficult.
So
Mhm.
there are some tweaks coming for Gambit for you guys that are still playing it and sticking through it. If you're solo like me, I feel the struggles, I feel the pain. Believe me, you can either hate him or join him with the sleeper party. But either way, honestly, one of those. If you don't see sleeper in a match, I just love like the match feels pretty good. Like sometimes I'll get sniped. I'll be like, "Hey, damn good shot with a real sniper rifle."
Right.
I'll go over, get a couple pulse shots. Maybe do my missile, whatever you're gonna
Mhm.
do. It feels good. And then as soon as you see sleeper in there, just like F this. Like, I mean, it just kind of honestly gives me a little jab in the side, basically. So
Mm.
it just kind of
It's so funny. I have the opposite feel, but I look forward to invaders because I'm literally sleepering them back.
see, but
Like,
you're the one using it because in
mhm.
turn, when if I go and invade and like they're like, oh,
Mhm.
I look in 2 spots and I snipe you across the map, then I
Yeah.
have no chance to actually put that invasion to use.
Right,
Because
right, right,
say,
right,
what
right.
if I'm not using that? So,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
mean, if somebody hits me with whisper from across the map, because for one, that thing's aim assist is real low anyway, I'm like, hey, damn nice shot. If you
Mhm.
hit me from like if you hit me with sleeper, I'll be like, hey, you can aim near a giant barn door and still hit the damn thing. So
Mhm.
it's like, can you hit the broadside of a barn with sleeper? Yes. With everything
Yeah.
else, no.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. It
Yeah.
definitely has the unfair advantage. I just want to shout out MBaines99 in the chat. He's talking about Gambit. He said this is a huge issue. I went from Mythic 1 all the way to reset my infamy and still have not seen the beast of the what you call it. What's that enemy for malfeasance? So you get the malfeasance? The the so-called taken ascendant servitor. So yeah,
Uh,
he hasn't seen it.
yeah. Sorry, guys, in my chat as well. I think I had my desktop audio low, so I think I've got you fixed now. I'll just make sure and adjust that when it comes
Yeah, no
to
worries.
uploading the video. So let me know, guys, in chat if he's good. I was recording game stuff and forgot to adjust. Sorry. Should be good
All
now.
good, all good, all good.
Um, but yeah, a couple glitches I've seen. One that I really heard that was probably the worst troll of all.
Mhm.
Um, basically, I heard somebody invaded, saw that the meatball had spawned, and then literally they quit out of the match.
What?
So they could not finish it. They literally just hosed them.
Oh
I was like, that's probably the worst troll I've
wow!
heard on that one. I was like, wow.
So they did it when they knew they was gonna lose already, or they just did it off top.
I don't know if they just did it just to piss them off or what, but I heard that and I was like, wow, that's a brutal, brutal troll. Like, I mean, if they quit and for some reason, because I think if everybody leaves, it just goes to the end and you kind of finish the match. Because I
Mhm.
feel like it happened once if it was down low and like people quit out. But honestly, I heard that and
Mhm.
I was like, how's that even like a thing? I don't know.
Yeah,
It just
yeah,
seemed
that's
real,
crazy.
real trolly. So
I think I think we will get into the top. They're gonna mention about maybe enabling some type of
penalties
quitter.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't realize there was no penalty enabled as of right now.
Yeah, so they've been like they had some issue with it before, so they took it off for a while. I think they tried to
Mhm.
bring it back. There were some issues again they put out on Twitter yesterday
Mhm.
that's back off. So they keep having issues with quitter penalties. But I mean, honestly, if you get, on quitter penalties, go do something else. There's so much stuff to do in this game. Take a breather.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
I mean, if you get disconnected, it's one thing. They said they're trying not to do multiple. I'll get to it. But
Mhm.
yeah, the quitter penalties are definitely something to talk about. So
Mhm.
one thing to make note of, we'll kind of get to it later, the whole 3-week curse cycle. I want to get to that in a different piece. But when the curse is at its strongest, basically, we just finished up. We're at the low piece of the curse, and then it kind of progresses over a 3-week cycle. When it is the
Mhm.
strongest, they're going to work on changing the spawn rate of the meatball. So Basically, they say it's going to be almost as often as any other boss. So whether it's the Minotaur, the Phalanx, whatever it is, the big one that you're fighting. Hopefully, when it is every third week, when the curse is at the absolute strongest, they're actually going to make it just about an even rotation through the bosses, which I think is good. Which will give people a lot of opportunities to get it. They did say they're going to buff the other 2 weeks, but it just won't be quite as often. But I mean, it sounds like that was a must. I know they wanted to make it kind of rare, but the fact that you have to kill the boss, you actually have to see it spawn, and then there's a lot of variety. And Gambit matches are not slow; they're like 20 minutes. If you
they're
go
like 20 minutes.
rounds.
Yeah, Gambit match they don't run quick. You
know, if you go, if you especially you fight back for one and then still lose, well, you're like, well, that was kind of wasted 20 minutes. So, yeah, the fact they take a little while, and I mean, not everybody has that much time to even start the thing, much less do. It's not the shortest quest. I remember looking through all the steps of it. There's pieces to it. So, working on that, and then because they're going to increase the spawn rate of the boss, they basically said when you kill the boss, it seems like that's when your quest is going to start.
Right.
They said on subsequent boss kills, anytime you see that boss and kill in the future, the vanity items, be it ghost or sparrow, are ones that generally were kind of a guaranteed drop when you got it.
Right.
Now they said they're going to make those a chance because the boss is going to spawn more frequently, which to me is fine. Cosmetics are, a chance. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. So the quitter protection said they are developing a change to Gambit matchmaking that will extend the load times some players have been experiencing, or at least help with the extended load times. When the change is released, they'll be re-enabling the quitter penalties for Gambit playlists, but they're going to increase the number of games players can leave before they're restricted from the playlist. So maybe if you leave one, I don't know how many that number is. I wish they would just say two, as opposed to we're going to increase the number. It's like sometimes like Bungie can transport and say, hey, the next part literally ammo crowd changes 2 and this stuff like detail. Up here it's like they will increase the number of games.
Very vague.
Like, give me the numbers sometimes.
They're not being finite with that one.
Can I have the exact amount of experience I need on my experience bar, please?
Oh, remember that?
Oh yeah. So just little pieces. It's like they've got better, and then sometimes they're still vague. Got to keep them questions. Basically, they're just trying to mitigate some of the situations where bad internet. If it drops you, you're not screwed out of a game mode, and it's like one of those where try and take some stuff into effect. If you get kicked out for a second and it's a quick drop, and then you come back in, well, wait 2 minutes or something. People will be in the game for 20 minutes anyway. But if you drop 2 in a row, well, take an hour. I don't know. And I'm not one of the ones to test and make those decisions because I am not a game developer. Never will be. But yeah, it's just kind of one of those pieces. It sucks to come into a match either partway in.
Yeah.
And honestly, the piece that ticks me off the most is when someone leaves. Just the fact that you're down for even like a minute, that minute is crucial. So,
absolutely, especially burning down Primeval. Like, it's
depending on when they drop. If it's early on and you're trying to gather motes and they're just able to kill them and gather them faster, you're just at a deficit so fast. If you're not with at least a full set of 4, it's brutal.
Absolutely.
I feel like I've been talking a lot, so feel free to jump in.
No, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for that. Are we up to power crate? Because that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
Okay. So
I'm ready for that.
Yeah, power ammo crate changes. So to help balance some weapons, we're changing the amount of ammo that you'll receive when opening an ammo crate. Mostly they're talking about heavies. 2 big ones. Sleeper Simulant. Ammo crate will change to 2 shots down from 4. And then swords, ammo crates will grant 12 up from 6.
Let me jump on this.
Yeah, go on way in, man. Jump in.
All right, here's the thing. It had to happen. And y'all know I'm Team Sleeper. Y'all know this. Y'all know I've been telling people about the Sleeper since D1. Sleeper was my baby before Galley. I was the Sleeper guy. So obviously we know it's running its reign of terror right now. We have the Sleeper meta. Let's keep it a buck, as far as Gambit. And it's funny, what I'm saying? I do hear you guys' points. I'm just laughing because it's like finally happened for a weapon that I like. So I think it's kind of hilarious. But obviously we know some changes got to be made. We know the first one they said is going to be with the last 12. They talked about the aim assist value, right?
Yep. So that'll probably come together with it.
Right. So you have that now in conjunction with the ammo crate only granting 2 shots down from 4. And it's significant because at the end of the day, you don't want people running around with 1,000, because look, you can really be savage, just so y'all know. Like if you're running linear fusion reserve perks and on your armor, and if you're running linear fusion scavenger, dude, I can have up to 18 to 20 sleeper shots.
See, that is just nuts.
Yeah, like you can do the most I run I can get because I don't like to have all reserves. I like to have scavenger because see this is going to be the key. That's why I want to talk to you about this. Having a scavenger perk, sometimes I can randomly pick up a power brick and get anywhere between three, like from 4 to 6 bricks per pickup,
Yeah.
as opposed to now them saying two. So the key will be, will this affect scavenger? I say no. I think they won't. I think that if you don't have any of the perks, it's just going to be a default two instead of the four, which is fine. But the key will be, does this affect the scavenger perks? Will those get affected? And then obviously the second thing, which is swords, which I really want to talk about, this is good because ammo crate will grant 12 sword ammo up from 6. This is a huge thing because swords, in my opinion, since D2 launch, have been woefully underused.
Yeah,
Like,
seriously.
yeah, and especially in PvP. I've seen PvP guys use them once in a while,
Yeah.
but in PvE, it's
Quick,
it's yeah, it's not there. So this actually creates investments in swords. I'm gonna have to dust my what is it? It stared back from the raid. Yeah, dust that off. And it will be good to see how that plays out, kind of like trying to melt down primevals and stuff in Gambit. But I like that because, like I said, swords really needed love. They weren't used, and they were really beasts in D1. So, what do you think about both of these, like sleeper change and the sword change? What's your side on it?
I mean, sleeper is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those to where I know there are different ways to burn down bosses. I've seen. I mean, if you had multiple people with like shotguns, a well of radiance, and say you even did the damn sentinel shield, if you put all three of those together, I mean, you have a coordinated team that can do that.
Oh,
If you
yes.
did two of those and two, Icolo shotguns or something, you're gonna absolutely annihilate a boss.
Mm-hmm.
But what sleeper can do from range without aim assist, with
Yeah.
body shotting a toe and still killing you from across the map. Like, I mean, you can feel like you're even gonna like miss somebody as they're flying across, and I still get the kill, and I'm like, I don't even think I should have got that one. So even I'm gonna call. I got a snipe yesterday. Honestly, I was just, or was it this morning or yesterday night?
Mm-hmm.
I got one snipe, and it was I was just like, how did that even happen? I was literally being shot. The flinch must have popped me through his head, and just like, it's like, all right, we're gonna give this one to you. So those moments, I'm like, oh damn. But I mean, with the sleeper, it's like I'm generally in your vicinity, dead.
Yeah.
So the aim assist coming, the ammo going down,
Do you think
and
it's
I'm
enough?
hoping as the ammo goes down, it's hopefully going to help. Also, like, not everybody's going to have it. Like, if you run sleeper, you can't kill the whole team, especially early on. If somebody jumps in and has sleeper, then that's kind of brutal. Now, if you come in and you face like two of them, well, that sucks for you. But yeah, it's just kind of one of those. I do like how the heavy ammo resets every round. So I mean, at least it like kind of wipes that one out. So you're not just saving it up, because then everyone would just have 20 of them.
Right.
But no, I'm good with both of these. And swords, like, I don't use them that often because, for one, they don't feel that strong. The ammo hasn't been there. So I'd be okay if this was even up to like 15, because really, if you were going to do it for the PvP piece of this, it wouldn't, if you can get that close, more power to you. But for just killing ads and things like that, I mean, it's heavy, but I can go kill quite a few ads with, most heavies anyway. So just the fact that I can get a few more swipes, I'm down like 100% on board with both of these. So yeah, they needed to happen on both sides. Yeah, no objections really. I'm just trying to think, like, we'll see how sleeper does if the aim assist is a little lower, if it still can body shot your toe if you still look at them.
You the toe body shot.
It is like, you don't have to be that close to anything, any vital organs, like, and they're done. So I mean, I know it's a big laser beam, but like, I'm a guardian. I might still be able to work if my shin gets burned. But if you blow my leg off, that's fine. Like,
oh my god!
If you like singe my leg hair, then I don't think so.
I'm not gonna take this sleeper disrespect.
You
Out
know
here
how
acting like it's the
gun
new
is.
tube.
You cannot argue how OP that gun is.
It is.
No way.
It's fun because it's my gun.
Well, that's fine. But take that gun away and tell me you don't have a more balanced match across the entire board.
Absolutely. It's not even a question. It's not even a question. You got to let me have this moment. It's the first meta I've ever had. What else we got?
So that's the general rundown. So hopefully quarter penalties. They've got a couple dates for patches. We'll get to those in a little bit. And hopefully more often this boss will be spawning. So if you don't have Malfeasance, don't break your neck over it. If you see the boss and it goes, just know in a few weeks, you'll be able to see this thing more frequently, which for everybody should be a good thing. because I am not even close to seeing this thing. I haven't even seen it once. So
Me neither. Never seen it.
updated calendar. We got a couple patches coming. So 2.0.4 is going to be on the 16th. They've got one thing that's actually probably a good thing for everybody wondering out there: your ability to hover over lost sectors and see their name once a player has looted them. So if you have actually been to a lost sector before, you'll be able to look and see the name, which is good. Honestly, I've been literally like putting off doing bounty videos for like Spider to be like, hey, this this lost sector is here and this is the boss. Like, I feel like they would just be a quick video, but honestly, it's mostly just to explain where the lost sector is. Honestly, this just like helps everyone. I think it's a good piece overall. Players can track up to 3 pursuits. I'm all right with that. So if you're working on triumphs, you can actually track 3, which is
very cool quality of life. I like that.
Little stuff sometimes that they're like, oh yeah, add that in. This one is big.
Talk to me.
Added Through the Fire and Flood, Zenobia D, and Crooked Fang FR4 to the legendary pool, which I'm pretty sure are all heavies, though Edge Transit will have some company. So my 30 Edge Transits might get a little bit more balanced out. They know it's already busted.
Help me out. Help me out. Zenobia D is the pulse or auto? What's Zenobia D?
Let me see if I can.
I don't remember. And what's I don't even remember what's Through Fire and Flood. See, Crooked Fang, I remember. That was my baby. That was linear precision, and that one had the crazy range.
Zenobia D is a rocket launcher.
That's what's some hockey ones. Some hockey.
Yep, hockey rocket launcher.
Okay, good. That's good. So Fire and Flood might be a heavy then. So okay.
Yeah, I think
what is Through Fire and Flood?
Grenade launcher. Must be.
I wonder if it's adaptive. That'd be interesting.
Gambit weapon, I guess. Yep.
Okay.
I haven't seen that one. And then Crooked Fang FR4 is linear fusion. So
nice.
So those would be more options to drop, which honestly, thank God, because I need more variety in my heavy department. Because really, it's like Edge Transit or bust.
That's a good addition. I like that update.
Yeah, I mean, but this is one of those things I kind of want to bring this topic up now.
Go for it.
Get a feeling as we've played. I don't know how many hours do you think you put into Forsaken? I mean, at least 100 at this point. Easy,
minimum, easy work. 100.
I'm trying to think, but do you get the feeling now that we've I've seen pretty much almost everything except, say, a few Gambit weapons that are specific to a mode, but I don't personally think, just in the general legendary pool, they started Forsaken with enough variety. Personally.
The valid argument could be made. I think what's happening is they're able to get away with it because of random roll. So random rolls have extended the life of the limited weapon, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I would agree with you. I mean, if you put a gun in my head, I would say, now that we've peeled back a big layer of it, you don't see enough guns. And maybe what they need to do is kind of what this update is doing with this heavy slot, which is they may need to reintroduce the D2 starter, some of those D2 starter weapons, because that was the problem people had. People were like, damn, we got all these good weapons now that are going to be outclassed and outperformed by these new weapons. So I like when I see Crooked Fang and Zenobia, because those are weapons that, I'm saying, like, I was not going to use anymore. I literally broke those down, for Masterwork cores and all that. But I think you're onto something. You are correct. I think the pool is not as deep, but it's being masked by the ability to have so many rolls for these guns. Right. So we kind of look over a little bit. But yeah, I think you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, it's like, for me, it just feels like a point of, even if it was just every so often, if they did a patch, they brought back like 1 per slot, like literally just slowly start. I mean, D1 guns, just work on some random set rolls, stuff like that. Like, one thing I'd love to bring back, give me my Manan with random rolls.
Don't say that. Woo.
So give me my Manan with random rolls, get it out there in the mix, like give me some energy, and give me a big boost in Scouts. Holy hell.
Yeah.
Scouts need some love, like it's going out of style. I know they're going to get the Scout Rifle buff coming, but I still don't think it's even going to be enough.
Let me tell you, I got some Scouts right now that I got on stash with some crazy rolls, and I'm just putting them aside. I think they might be surprised. I think they might, because there's some that are good right now, but it's just they can't compete with a Pulse right now. Pulse
basically does the same damn thing, but better.
Yeah, but better, right? So it's shooting with a faster time to kill. So if they make them truck, which I think they're gonna do. I think they realize it. Remember they had a stealth nerf initially.
Yeah, they said that, and I was like, when the hell did I
Yeah,
missed it? But I mean, yeah, I got a couple nameless midnights, and I was like,
yeah,
this line is awful now.
yeah. It's awful. It feels terrible. So they did stealth nerf it. Now you take that stealth nerf away with now an additional bump on it. I think they're gonna play right. I think they're gonna play right. So I would say that you hold on to some of those god rolls. I got some sick ones too, man. I can't wait to test it. Just chilling in my vault. I took your advice. I've been a little bit more conservative now. I haven't been infusing everything. I've been stashing stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait till I get more cores. I'm trying to stay with the armor that is given and so on and so forth. So I'm doing
Yeah.
better. Doing better.
Yeah, I mean, some of it's just like, and I don't mind the fact that, like, hey, I've had to play with different weapons and see how different roles work, and I've got to experience more things and be like, hey, this is my highest thing. Let me use it for a little bit if I'm jumping into something. It's cool to see those pieces. But yeah, just I think as they have there was a decent variety. You had 3 full expansions, a lot of different guns in there, a lot of, and like you don't have to dump everything back in.
Right.
Collectively pick a few every so often, whether it's like every other patch or.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I know December is coming, and I'm sure there's going to be stuff in that, but it's just like, hey, if you do like a November Fat or like, Festival of Lost, which we'll get to in a little bit, throw a few extra guns in that mix as well. Be like, hey, we've added a few to the legendary pool. Good luck finding them. Just leave it vague like that, but that'd just be cool to have a little more in there, I think.
Yeah, and they used to do that in D1 because I remember they used to stealth drop exotics. I remember one time I walked in, I was like, oh, they've added the Apotheosis Veil to the loot pool out of nowhere. Didn't tell anybody. So they've done little things like this in the past, and I think them being transparent this update, adding the Fang, adding Zenobia, that's a good sign. I think we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, just sometimes Bungie's a little slow, but they will hopefully get there. Yeah. So we got a bug where prime engrams would go to your postmaster. They're going to go straight to your person. Transmit effects to collections thing. Another one. Come on. Why? This is a step in the right direction, but honestly, it still bugs me that shaders kind of still suck. I saw on, I think it's Destiny Reddit on Twitter, and they literally I've used shaders less in all of D2 than I ever did in D1.
That's a fact. You hoard them. You hoard them because you don't have enough of them, even though they're in the collection. You still hoard them. You still,
I broke down a lot of them, but I don't also. I can't believe they just made it break down 10. I'm like, how do you not just select the number you want to break down, click, and be done with it? Be like, how many you want to do? 5s, 10s,
As a techie, I'm gonna tell you right now, they again not making excuses for them. They're definitely having some database issues and identifier issues, and that's why whatever they did with that code, the way they handled it between Eververse and getting shaders in the wild. It's not cross matching. Yeah, they just didn't do it right. So shout out to the geeks and the DBs out there. I feel y'all pain. I know the gamers don't understand it, but at the end of the day, it just sucks. It does suck because it should be so much easier thing.
Yeah, that's one of those where Tassie's like, "Yep, this is still broken. Why?" And it's like, as you said, it's like I know there's database and coding and stuff like that, and I mean, as hard as they work just to try and put. Now, one thing I will say, if you're gonna put it into the Cryptarch. When I break them down, let me see the rareness of those. Because if I want to go hey, I want to break down all my green and blue shaders, and I don't even remember what the rareness of those things are. I have to know the name of them. It doesn't pop up the same way. I'm like, why doesn't it pop up the same way? So that's just one of those weird things when you go to the Cryptarch. You're like, all right, I have to remember the name or the color scheme of this one. I got to go find it. They're not even in the same order. It's just kind of weird and arbitrary. So it's kind of one annoying thing to a convoluted piece of another. It's and I'm not bashing. I know the guys out there, I'm sure, working on it constantly, which is let's see if I can update it.
But you're bashing.
I gotta bash a little bit because it's a frustration as a player, but I'm not bashing Bungie is the fact that I don't think they're working on it. But again, priority wise, I'm sure they have other stuff too. But it's just one of those shaders should not be one of those things that still for me is it's just I don't want to have a big sigh over it. So
no fair. We thought we would get a bigger improvement than the one we got. So
breaking down 5s, I'm like, it can't be 10, 20. I don't just give me a bigger number than 5. Because when I had to break down 250, that's way too long.
Woo. God bless you.
Yeah. Transmit effects, at least being able to see those in preview is good and put those in the collection. So yay, get rid of those. McFly,
Hmm.
shout out to a little bit of Back to the Future love in chat. He's like, "Are you going to make a Zer video?" Yes, I will. Still do that. I'm one of the few apparently that still does. One of those times I'm going to make a Zer video and be like, oh, "He's actually got a Forsaken exotic,"
I
and people are going to
know.
freak the hell
We're gonna
out.
freak
So
out.
yeah, I'll be like, "Forsaken exotics," and just and explode. So
Shout out to that Boogie the chat. She said the shaded colors suck for Forsaken. They do.
yeah, I'm
Dude,
not
I
a
don't like
fan
none
of
of
a
the
lot
Tangled
of
Mirror
them.
stuff. I don't like none of that. What's the other one that disgusts me? It's like a you know which one disgusts me? The Iron Banner shader.
Yeah.
That rusted look. You like that shader?
No, I know what you're talking about, but I'm just saying, yeah, I know what you are talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
So
Oh God. I'm like the swag on the shaders. I get because look, they're trying to keep it, the thematic thing, the theme, like, it's all tangled shore. It's all, they're going so much for the theme, but it's just like, man, can we get some nice flavors or something? Even the Dreaming City ones ain't that all that. They're
yeah, and
okay.
I feel like Dreaming City could have some pretty cool colors. Like,
Hmm.
come on, give me like a glossy, shiny, crystalline purple. Give me the color of the blue cave that you drive through
Yeah.
when you head towards the observatory for your offering to the oracle. Like that cave is like so shiny and blue, and I want to
Yes.
look kind of stupid crazy sometimes. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
everything seems a little like low key and dull. I'm like, I don't care if I shine out like a highlighter in a crucible match. Let me do it sometimes. Like
Agreed.
yeah, just get a little crazy out there sometimes, Bungie. Get us some fun stuff. But also,
Mhm.
when you go crazy, make sure you give us a black too. I want
Yes,
the
please.
opposite.
A very, what I'm saying, black, not this
I don't
grayish
like
black.
black or carbon black, but just yeah. What I
Yeah.
forget what it was in D1 because it was almost like black with like a not quite a tiger stripe, but you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah,
It
that
was
shit
always
was
like
mean.
kind of a cool. I love that one. And
That's why
nope.
everybody was Dead Orbit because it was like Dead Orbit had those mean blacks, man.
Mhm.
Hmm. I agree. So we got.
Uh, so they picked a very rare issue in Gambit where the invasion portal would not reactivate, so that
Sucks.
would suck.
Yeah, that was suck.
And then they're fixing the issue with 1,000 voices may cause loud screeching audio when fired or strafing or jumping.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
apparently your headphones don't keep those too loud. You might lose your hearing. So that will be on the 16th. So little stuff. We'll see how scout rifles feel. That'll be a couple weeks. A few more things in the loot pool, which will be good.
Mhm.
And then I think probably the one more people are going to hope for is here on December 30th. So end of the
Mhm.
month. Um, rebalancing function. I don't. So
Mm.
distribution and dynamo perks requiring players to be near. Oh, okay, I know what that's talking about.
Mhm.
Near opposing opponents for super energy benefits. So
Yeah.
whether it's like a buff from other players or things like that, they're going to work on balancing that.
Hmm.
I mean, honestly, if you're like in the same damn encounter, why not? I
Yeah. Why
mean,
not?
if you're halfway across the map, but you're serving as a purpose, then I feel like I don't know, maybe not all the way, but definitely widen the radius on some of those because I'm sure if you like you got to be like buddy bumping to basically get the
Yeah, just to
benefit
get
to
the
it.
damn
So
thing.
yeah.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, this is my category right here. This 2.05. Let me grab this. This is all me. So now we got slightly increasing sword damage in PvE to address player feedback. We all with that. Are we in agreement with that? Needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then we got slightly increasing fusion rifle damage in PvE. I agree with
This I
this.
like, yeah, because
This I
fusion
like.
rifles. I was even working on that little solo guide for the first rating
Mhm.
counter, and I was going through. I was like, you can do it with that one, but I can go like shotgun unload real fast, and it takes like probably 4 shots just to kill the knight in the first encounter with a
Mhm.
pretty high fusion rifle. I'm like, and just the time it takes to fire all 4, even with a decent charge rate, it
Yeah,
it, it
they're
needs
not
it. Like
powerful. Yeah.
things don't quite match some other stuff right now.
I
So
think, and I think it had to do because I remember one of the first combinations I wanted to run when I found out about weapon slot changes was I wanted to run Merciless in energy, and I'm a big merc, and it
yeah,
just didn't feel strong. And I was like,
nope,
I think it's one of those cases where it was maybe stealth nerfed
yep,
because
I
of those
totally believe
things
that.
going to energy slot. Let's keep it real. Bungie's been known for stuff like that. All right,
Oh
so
yeah, I'm pretty sure some stuff definitely got a
mhm.
squeaky like turn that knob down a little bit. Try
Yeah,
this one here, like
they were
mess with this
scared.
one.
Yeah, they were
Throw the
scared.
knobs in the air and see what happens. Sometimes I feel
Mhm.
like
I
yeah.
agree.
So
Then we got increasing viability of Malfeasance and PvE and Gambit activities, as it should. It's supposed to be a powerful gun. So I like that for the exotic. Adjusting visibility of the Titan Banner shield, making it easier for players to see through their effects. I like that. That's cool. Adjusting exotic rewards to help reduce the number of duplicate drops. Let's go.
I'll
Let's
see
go.
this when I believe it.
Exactly. Listen, because I still have not had, I don't have a Forsaken exotic.
Are you
Still.
kidding?
Not one. I can tell you
No
everything I've got.
Forsaken drops. That is
Bro, I've tried not to complain, but now it's getting to me.
no, dude. I can absolutely understand that. So
Mhm.
on the other side of things,
Yeah.
now this is where RNG is like, Pope Bear RNG type love situation. I'm gonna
Mhm.
list off the Forsaken exotics I have had drop.
Talk to me.
Black Talon,
Wow.
Trinity Ghoul.
Wow.
I got Lord of Wolves from the Spider Bounty.
Oh, I don't even want to talk to you.
I
Oh,
know.
I'm
Hold
so
on. We
mad.
ain't done. Um, I feel like I'm not done. What else did I get? I've
Mm-mm-mm.
had like, I mean, I've had other. Oh, I got armor. What did I get? I got Ursa Furiosa.
Wow.
These are all Forsakens, by the way.
That's insane.
Controverse hold.
That's what I want so bad. That and those boots for the warlock. I want those so bad. Shit.
I think that's all of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally every Forsaken, and that's what I was like. We've probably played about the same amount of time. If
I
not, you
know.
might even be beating me. But I know. What's
Can I tell
your?
you what
What's your?
I got?
You're like,
Starfire Protocol. They're old school. The Cyril regime, Wardcliffe Coil.
mhm.
Um, what else I got? I got. Just one more as far as I think I got the Tempest, Crown of Tempests. I've got that.
Oh,
You know,
I
so
could use
again, the issue isn't for me. Let me be clear. Even though I'm
not exotics
complaining,
themselves, but
it's
not the
not
new
the
ones.
exotic drop rate itself, but it's what exotics are dropping. Like they need to tweak that algorithm so that I don't want it to be exactly like a faded engram, but like the way they worded it, it seems is that's what I want, which is that the percentages will go up because it's killing me, man. Like it's so many things as a warlock I want. I want the Phoenix protocol, the one that allows you to do stuff in the well. I
Mm,
want the boots. I forgot the name of those. The ionic, whatever. I forgot the name. That
yeah,
basically ends the
like the
the
dragonflies, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
the
like
super,
dragonfly
and
weapon.
it lets you top off the lightning super.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, where you sprint and finish it
Yeah,
up. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Controversy is another one I want. I've got no weapons. I don't even know what. I forgot what exotic weapons the new ones are in the game. I mean,
Mhm.
outside of the quest stuff, I've got obviously I have the chaperone. Obviously, I have the ace of spades, but those are quest steps that are given to you when you meet the requirements. Just
Yeah,
not, anything else. Shout out to Certified in your chat. He said, "Yeah, he's got the Hardlight, the Colony, and the Huckleberry."
yeah, yeah.
I feel you, Certified. I'm in the same boat, and I'm just like, all right, it's a nice little light bump, I guess. That's
Yeah,
it.
I mean the light bump's good. I mean the armor is not bad if you get new ones, not completely at least because you get
Mhm.
rolls on them, which that is something your old ones won't have unless you go pull it out of your collection. You have a chance
Mhm.
for different rolls. But yeah, on the weapons, I think one of those pieces to where it's like escalation protocol. The more you do an activity, you
Mhm.
have a better chance of getting that thing to eventually get a new one. Make it work the same way. If you keep getting older exotics that technically are already part of your collection, you have a higher and higher chance to get a new one until you
Mhm.
finally do. Then maybe reset that, but at least give that addition so at some point you are for sure guaranteed to at least get one new one every so often. As you
Yo,
said, you don't want it all the time, but it's like, yeah,
yeah.
we need love.
Shout out to M Baines in my chat. Try getting a chaperone, which is a quest exotic drop in the wild after you completed the quest
Oh,
to
I've heard
get
of
the
that and Ace
weapon.
of Spades. Oh,
Wow, I didn't know that's even possible.
yep. Ace of Spades I've heard drop
Hey,
too.
people, stop. They get the Ace of Spades as drops
Yep.
afterwards.
And you're like, are you
So
freaking what?
disrespectful.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I was like, I've got some other older exotics. So it's like one of those for me, I've had an odd number of exotics. Like I got a new Huckleberry, I've got two Suros regimes. Um, These are older ones. I got a Risk Runner. I got a Graviton Lance. This is all stuff since Forsaken. Prospector, Colony.
Mm,
Um, Trying to think if there's any armor. It's like that's why it's like for me,
mm,
the exotics, like me, I've got more Forsakens than I think most people have, which is
yeah,
stupid. But I've seen a fair share of the old ones too. But man, it's the ones where it's like if it's a quest one, it should be one and done. Like
yeah,
you get
yeah.
to infuse it once. Yeah.
Mhm.
Certified's in my chat. Like, what's the secret I must do? Honestly, beat your head, do
Dude, what
20
activities you
solo
been doing?
whisper carries, and then you're good.
Yeah, Solo Whisper. Yeah.
Solo whisper, if you can check that bucket and box, then you're good to go. No, I'm totally joking. I have no earthly idea. It's just random. So
Jesus blessing you, man. Mhm.
So yeah, exotics. I mean, they're definitely an issue for a lot of people right now. Tassie's got it in his articles. Occasionally, is still an issue.
Yeah.
You've got that one. People
Mhm.
missing just Forsakens. It's just kind of ridiculous to some level. Um,
Yeah.
so we'll see how this change goes. But again, I feel like they've said they're going to do something like this before,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden you're just like, still doesn't feel that great. So that's what I
Yeah.
said. I'll see it when, and
We'll
we'll
see
see
it.
what happens. But yeah.
After that, we got a chance for Nightfall unique rewards to drop will increase each time a Nightfall is completed without a unique drop. So basically, they're basically applying that escalation protocol
Mhm.
kind of RNG, which I like.
Yep.
Adding Masterwork cores as rewards for specific spider wanted bounties and general scrapper bounties. Can we get an amen in the front of the congregation, please? Can we
This
get
is
an
a
amen?
start. This is a start for
Stop,
sure.
baby. Because Masterwork cores, we out here, man. We out here. We fiending. I'm like a crackhead. Where are these cores? I need some
Now,
cores,
here's
man.
one piece about those. Like, and I think it was Tassie. I was reading, somebody was reading this morning, or Reddit. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Masterwork cores being behind the spider bounties means you have to go grind for the spider bounty parts just to get the spider bounties, and then go do the spider bounties. There's like a really convoluted cycle there, and it's like, are you like really? So, I mean, the
Yeah.
scrapper bounties pop up occasionally if you're playing. You're like, hey, what's that? It gives you a reason to actually go do the scrapper bounty, which is fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But honestly, you should have like, hey, one of Zavala's bounties has it, one of Shax's bounties has it, one of the
Yes.
Gambia's bounty. Just it doesn't have
Yes.
to be all of them, but one a
Preach
day.
it.
Like
Preach
put
it.
it all over the, like I mean, it takes 17
Mm-hmm.
to get one up there to full level. If I want to do
Yeah.
one of every weapon, it's gonna take a buttload of work. So like give me more
Mm-hmm.
places there. If it's one a day, if I do, Zavala,
Mm-hmm.
Shax, and Gambit, and say I get 3 from those, that's 3. It's gonna take me a damn week just to get one weapon. And that's
Exactly.
a
I
lot of work.
agree.
So
I agree. They're totally underutilizing the other vendors. And to me,
mhm.
the biggest tragedy, and I said it at nauseam
Sure.
before, Zer. If you're not giving Forsaken exotics, you could at least come with a 5-pack of Masterwork cores. Please, Zer. Be useful. I know that your will is not your own, but I need these cores.
BS. You
I
know
need
his
these
will is his
cores.
own.
Because this is crazy. Like it's to the point. It's so bad for me, Montes. Like it is so bad. I have right now, like each, like maybe each armor, say like 3 pieces of armor and 3 weapons that are ready for infusion. That I have a higher piece of gear sitting there to bump my light up. But guess what? I don't got. You know
Of
what I'm saying?
course, absolutely.
And I don't even complain about the planetary and the materials no more. I'll go to
No. I have so much
EDC.
glimmer I blow. It's fine.
Yeah. I go get the bounties. I'll go do all the requirements, get my little 10-pack of whatever, Dusk-like shards, all this other stuff. But when it comes to that, it is so brutal, man. It really is. So I am hoping, this is a like you said, a baby step in the right direction, but also what you said as far as the spider bounties, because you're still gonna need those, fragments, and it's still a little iffy on that part there. But we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how it's implemented. This next one's for you, reducing the time for single shader deletion from your inventory.
Yeah, seriously. It's because you have to do 5. So otherwise you got to go to your inventory and do the singles. And I'm like, I'm gonna bash my head straight through a wall. It is
Facts.
brutal sometimes. I know, like I
Mhm.
know Bungie, I know there's like work being done, but sometimes as a player, and I know they feel it too.
Yeah.
Like there's no way like 95% of Bungie is not
Mhm.
playing this game about as much as we are,
Mhm.
which is good. But
Mhm.
again, when they turn and have that frustration, I'm sure they're sitting there, they do that.
Mhm.
They walk in the morning and they set the cuffy down on the database guy's desk and be like, fix the damn shaders. And like, then they just walk away.
Yeah, absolutely.
McFly, you don't want to know how many Masterwork cores I have because I've been hoarding them like I'm a broke man. So I've been hoarding them and I broke down a whole bunch of stuff. So I really don't want to make you guys angry with my Masterwork core
It's
inventory. So I
disgusting.
may not say it.
Disgusting.
I mean, if you guys really want to know, I'll tell you it's at
That's what we want to
210.
know. The crowd wants to know. How
No,
many you
not
got?
9,000. No, I have I have 4,000 shards, but I have 210 Masterwork cores.
Oh my. Ebot, will you use some cores, man?
No.
You need to do a stream of you utilizing cores. That's what we need to do. Oh my God, this guy. Any, anyway.
I'm not at 600 yet, so I'm gonna have to infuse crap anyway. But like, if I get duplicates on the way up, I'm just gonna throw the like, if I get a 590 go figure and I'm working on my 560, I'm not gonna take everything up. And honestly, for me, it's just been a way to mess with different stuff in different roles. So
Okay, so you're on this like love of the.
once I get up to the top level, I'm like, okay, I've got this go figure. Like that outlaw rampage.
All right, but
I've
I
got
gotta, okay, I gotta back you up one quick second.
all right.
So you're meaning to tell me, out of all these weapons that you are not infusing, that you have,
Yep.
that you by far must have a zillion or some really strong rolls, borderline god rolls, right? Now, even for those guns that when you get it at the high light that you're using it at, you're
Mhm.
meaning to tell me there's nothing in you that says, man, this feels good. I don't want to give this up.
No. Like what I'm saying is like we don't have that big of a loot pool. We just covered that. So
Right.
as I work my way from say like I've got multiple characters, as I work my way up close to max level, if I get a go figure at like 598, then I'm gonna throw that 598 go figure into my good go figure. Then I'll infuse it since I know I'm actually up.
Oh, you
It's
just
like,
be okay.
yeah,
You
so I'm gonna save my.
cheapo.
No, I'm efficient.
You
I'm not
are
cheap.
a
I'm
penny
efficient.
pincher, Ivantis.
I'm frugal in that Masterwork core department, man. As you said, it's tough out there in those streets.
What
So
are you saving all of these for? What's your like? What's your like? Are you 50 by now? 60?
Warlock max is 575, Titan 564.
Dude, you are close to 600. There's going to come a time now we
Yeah,
can start.
I know. But I was like, some of them, there's ones that I look at, and I feel like I'm close. Like my Go figure is probably one of my better ones. The
Okay.
Outlaw Rampage, that one's pretty solid, and it's got the range perk on it. Now I've got like the Devil Scopes, I've got long range, and then it's like kind of that middle thing. I've got extended mag or I've got appended mag. So I'm like, but I think everything else on there outside of that middle one, it's pretty damn good. But it's like my Tiger Spite with like triple tap. It's also got pulse monitor. I'm like, ugh. Like if triple tap and probably anything else, cool. I would probably jump on that Masterwork as well. Oh, and that one came with a counterbalance mod as well. I was like, dude. And that just came with it. My Dukes that I'll get like outlaw and auto loading holster. I'll get triple tap and field prep. So I'm like, I'm always halfway on these guns. So honestly, I haven't had too many like epic ones. I have 5 Tiger Spites and not one of them is one that I'd be like, yeah, I love it.
I think what it is then is in your defense, I see what you're doing. You're like, yo, I'm waiting. The gun got to be worthy. Like it's got. I get you, and I think you're off the hook because what happened to me is I'm getting God rolls. I was getting God rolls at like 500. As soon as I hit 500, even a little bit before. So what was happening? I'm like, man, this feels good. Like I have Right, I have a Crucible. I don't consider it a god roll, but it's like a semi-god roll, and it just works for me. Which is a go figure with full auto and moving target. And moving target is very underrated and it's very sticky. And then I got it has a what you call it mod, an aim assist mod on it. So if I line you up, you're not getting away. It's very sticky. So I stuff like that. I've got some outlaw rampage. I got a lot of rampage outlawy kind of stuff and kill clip kind of combos. So they're really good. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, I just can't. You know what I'm saying? I just can't get this up. I can't break this down or not use this anymore. So I think that's pretty much what it sounds like. You've got a lot of, one strong perk and then a trash perk.
Yeah, like, I mean, I got to go figure with moving target and head seeker. And while it's like head seeker's decent, then you go watch Fallout Plays and he's like, it kind of sucks. And it's just ripped it in half. Like,
shout out to Fallout. I'm glad I watched that video. I didn't realize head seeker was so trash.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no more head seekers. Those are getting broke down.
And then I'll get like, okay, so say go figure. So I'm always going like, I want range. I want that thing hitting from as far out as I can get. I'll get a rangefinder, moving target, high caliber rounds. So I'll get like a medium scope and then handling. I'm like,
all right, now you're being greedy. Okay, now you're being ridiculous.
As hard as honestly Masterwork cores to get, hell yes, I'm gonna be greedy. When I finally
got 200.
But I'm not going to dump it into a trash item just for shits and giggles. Excuse me, language. Sorry.
Roll. That is a great roll. Oh my God, you're a savage.
I'm picky.
You're picky.
A long time to find a wife, but then I got a damn good one. So
I see. Now we see. When Ibantis waits, he waits for the best.
Yes, you're gonna do it. Do it right.
Oh my God, you're ridiculous. Jesus. Let me talk to that woman. But anyway.
And she puts up with a lot. I'm still surprised she's here, but I'm very lucky. So
Shout out to Lady
shout out to my
One.
wife. Love her. Absolutely do. Yeah, lucky
Moving
man here.
on with the ladder.
So yeah, that kind of covers our masterwork insanity there. The reducing and then what the development issue for fix where this is the one where you defeat the ascendant primeval servitor and the opposing team gets the kill. That's coming on 2.0.5. So
ouch. Yeah, I didn't even know about that. Yeah, sucks. So what we got, man? What we got? Wishes and curses. What we got?
So scrolling on down. So this is kind of one of the pieces that I want to talk about because, like, my brother had an issue. He kind of had a question about it, more of a casual type player. Just kind of want to see your thoughts on this. So if you guys have been playing Forsaken consistently, you've seen that the Dreaming City has been on a 3-week rotation. We had the Taken Curse. The strongest level was last week. The Shattered Throne was here. Then everything this week has now reset. So there's 2 pieces of this topic. One, we've got the raid itself, which we'll get to in a minute, but I kind of want to touch on this one first.
Yeah, go for it.
What are your thoughts on this whole 3-week cycle situation?
There's the concept of just rotating. What specifically about it? Just it in general, or
just the fact that, say, Shattered Throne, like the 3-person raid activity, is here every 3 weeks. You've got I mean, just the Taken, like moving stuff around, different ascendant challenges, different levels of infestation, different, enemies you fight in blind well. That stuff's kind of cool. But when you get to something like Shattered Throne being kind of on a 3-week rotation, and what if you're on vacation? It might be 6 weeks till you see the damn thing. That type of stuff. What do you feel about that? That's my curiosity.
I think we briefly talked about it last Flashpoint. I remember the dude was in the chat. He had made a comment. I tell you, I'm low maintenance, man. That kind of stuff never really bothers me. It really, I think, you know what, also, I'm gonna put it this way. I take it back to an extent. I think the reason why I'm so chill about it is because the reward is okay to me. It's not like, oh my God. Now, if you told me you can only get Sleeper Simulant on a 3-week, then I might have some issue. Right. So it all comes down to what
you can only get Wishender in there.
Right. And I'm not
I know it's not like the best, but say if that's like one thing.
It's something I want. I'm going to get it. It's not that I don't want it and not that I think it's trash. It's just that when I saw Sinister and, shout out to Addict, those guys have it. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, cool. It's not world beating to me that I'm like, and then on top of that, I heard that it's glitched. Isn't it glitched right now? Like there's something it's not doing. So I'm like, all right. Yep. Again, it's so much to do that I'm okay. But for the people who really want it, yes, I understand. I understand where you're coming from. If that's your thing and you're like, damn, I'm out of town this week, or damn, funeral or whatever's going on in your life and you're unable to do that activity. Yeah, absolutely. You put it this way. The best equivalent I can give is when they did Catalyst with Faction Rally, right? Literally the first week was like E3 week. And I had to make, so basically there was no way I could get all 3 catalysts per faction. So I'm like, damn, I got to make a tough decision. Do I go with, I had to go with Dead Orbit because I wanted Graviton Lance Catalyst, and then the second one, I made a home team decision where I should have went and got the Sunshot and did Future War Call, but I ended up doing the Sweet Business, not because I cared about the Sweet Business, but more so because I just like do Monarchy shaders and I was running out. So I'm like, all right, I'll just do it for this. But the reality is, yes, that sucked because it was a limited time thing. I had something in my personal life going on that I couldn't get it. But I think, shout out to Attic in the chat. He says a whole week, though, you're going to get it in plenty of time. That's another argument in my favor, too, because at least with the faction stuff, it was three weeks and then that was it. This is always the case. So, but listen, I understand your side, man. I understand your side if you got a life and for whatever reason, that week, in your life, it keeps you have stuff going on always that third week. Yep. I mean, I guess, but I don't know. That kind of stuff really... Because I make it my business to try to plan that thing out if it's something I really want. Like right now, I know I'm talking for a long time, but the last point I'll make is Sleeper Simulant Catalyst. That is something I want very bad. Sin will tell you, right? So right now, this week is critical for me. all I've been doing is escalation protocol
You said you've
because
been playing nothing but Gambit.
and I've been
Or
playing
not Gambit and Crucible.
yeah, and I forgot I was doing escalation. I forgot to sneak that in there.
Okay.
So last week was I got the sniper, so now I got the shotty and the sniper. This week, only thing that can drop is the SMG. I am every
Yep.
day I try. You know what I'm
I
saying?
need to get. I need to spend some time in there this week because honestly, I don't have any of them. I got the
Oh
shotgun
no.
finally. I got the shotgun last week. Finally, so long overdue. Now, did you notice, by the way, since you've been in there, when
Yeah.
you hit 7, and I want to know if this is something you noticed, but I feel like they never announced it.
Talk
If
to
you
me.
finish 7, kill the boss, then you can actually reactivate it. And you go right
Yes.
back to 6.
Go right back to 6. That is a
Now
fix that
that
they did. Yes.
and it's a great thing because honestly, it's
Huge.
older content and lets you farm it. Because hell, if I
Yes.
don't have the weapon, you need to farm it for stuff. Then that's cool. Like
Right.
that's one of those things I wish they would announce because that was
Right.
actually a really really smart thing. If you're like, hey, you went through all 5, 6, 7 levels,
Yeah.
then you didn't get your drop from the boss, go back
Mhm.
and do 6 or 7 again, and you're good to go. And let's just sit there and farm that thing
It's just
over and
fun.
over and over. And that's like a
Absolutely.
smart fix. And they
Yeah.
don't tell anybody. And I'm just like, I see people farming this thing and they keep starting 6. I'm like, what
Mhm.
is happening right now? And then I noticed the little thing in the bottom corner. It's like I cannot remember what it says. It's something is still strong or whatever it is. It's
Yes.
like,
Yes.
and it says it down there, and you can just pop it back up again. I was like, that's amazing.
No,
Like
that's great.
that helps the farm be a lot more reasonable. But that's
Mhm.
one of those. I'm like, okay, so that's one of those kind of makes me wonder
Mhm.
time frame wise when it comes to
Mhm.
can't think Shattered Throne. Like if they
Yeah.
eventually at some point will be like, are we ever going to break it out of the 3-week cycle? It is always going to be off. Like, but on the other side, like the ones who missed their subclass, that's another piece. You miss that on 3 weeks, then you're like, that one the subclass part, you can't still get it this week, can you?
Yeah, no, but correct me if I'm wrong. I thought the subclass you can get just by doing the Cali fight in the raid.
You can do it by the Cali fight.
Yeah, you got options. You're not limited to Shattered
No,
Throne.
I know. But I'm just saying, like, it's either 3 weeks of the raid. You put those two in front of a casual person, they're like, well, I could be screwed either way for a couple of weeks. I'm saying I'm taking like I'm literally pulling the other side
about the casuals. No,
no, and this is why I'm literally saying this because I'm the same way. I'm like, I played like hell. It's like I got mine. I'm totally good. Like I spent my time in there. I wanted to do it. But it was like, and that's why I was like, and this is where the balancing comes in. And I'm just literally playing from the other side right now because you listen to like Fire Team chat the same way. You had somebody like Fran versus Destin, and they were going back and forth, and like they were just kind of having fun banter. But it's a different perspective from somebody who, like you and I, it's like every waking moment that I can probably sit down and play or lose some sleep over, I'm probably going to do it.
Yeah.
On the other end, though, it's like some people with like kids or whatever. It's like even just getting 3 people together, much less 6 on those weeks. Like, okay, so if somebody's like, hey, I can look forward to a 3-person raid, but I don't have 6 people, but then they miss a week, it just, there are certain pieces to it. And again, I don't mind the lore behind it. I actually like the fact that they have an explanation to it, but it's just, there are for certain people that this is going to be, it's just going to be a tough spot. And I can see some frustration. So that's why I was going to say, if you are frustrated, I feel you, believe me. And it's just one of those pieces that I'm hoping, and this is the other piece, I guess, as well, for somebody, say, Call of Duty comes out in 1 week.
Right.
Now, if you put Call of Duty against some other people who are like kind of jumping back into Destiny, but then they play other things, you're going to lose them quicker when there's other stuff pulling them away. And that's a piece where if you want to keep your player base still active as much as possible, that's another side of that argument.
I'm groaning. I hate this talk again. We gotta be careful, man. No, how quickly we forget. How quickly we forget D2 launch. And I'm noticing a lot of hardcore guys, not blaming you, I'm just talking about some in the community.
No.
That I'm starting to hear this. We need to make it more accessible talk. And listen, look, it's okay if you miss something. That's the thing about Destiny people have to understand. You're with the way the game is structured right now, with all the powerful gear, with all the loot drops, all the quests, all the secrets, right? There's legit, unless you are no-lifing Destiny and you have no job, no responsibilities, no family, right? If you are no-lifing, you can get 600 in all 3 characters and all that. God bless you, right? But the reality is, you're not. So the thing comes down to is you have to make decisions. You have to make decisions in Destiny. What is most important to you? What is the thing that I want the most? And then you kind of focus it. Now, in your argument where you are right, with the Shattered Throne.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
With the Shattered Throne, you are right in the sense that that one is on a rotating schedule. If for whatever reason that week you missed, you missed. However, I am right that it's not impossible. Like every third week, you always out of town. Every
No,
third week,
I'm
you
just
have.
saying,
You
like,
know what
if
I'm
for
saying?
someone keeping the player base around in this game has
Yeah,
been an issue during D2. People
yeah,
have issues with it right now. They're still kind of touchy. There's a lot of great stuff going on in this game, and it's honestly
yeah,
amazing. But for some people that like who blow through the story, don't care about lore as much.
yeah. I get you.
If they're not quite as attached, if they
Hmm.
feel like they have to wait for 3 weeks for something, like, well, crap, like, and then something else pulls them away, it's harder to pull some back if
Hmm.
they're like, well, is it the right week? I don't know. Did I miss again? And it's
Hmm.
sometimes just a point to where
Hmm.
it's like, and I said, I don't want it to be a giveaway. I love how the raid is
Hmm.
hard. And
Hmm.
honestly, for me, we've talked about it before. I wish when you got to about 580, you
Hmm.
had to do the raid.
Hmm.
Because honestly, 20 points wouldn't stop you. I would say it was raid or Shattered Throne. But
Hmm.
then there'd be a point where Shattered Throne I'd like to see more frequently
Hmm.
if it was that level. But it's just for the player base, trying to keep them active, trying to keep them going.
I hear what
If
you're
Shattered
saying.
Throne is in, and that's what I was like, it's just kind of one of those
Mhm.
balances of trying not to lose people. And I know the diehards are going to get there every time, but it's
Right,
just
right.
there are certain pieces to where it could go both ways. And it's like, I feel you. We're good. We're kind of like beating this thing to
I
death.
know it's
But
just one last point to that, and then I'll be done with it. We be done. We both agree. We both agree with each other. The thing I would say to those people with the activity player base argument, it's like that portion of that pursuit to me is not critical. It's a want to have. You know what I'm saying? It's something that's nice to have. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like I don't feel it's critical, like it's completely you're locked out of content. You know what I'm saying? Kind of that's just my opinion of it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's one of those things where Destiny, I think we all talked about wanting secrets, right? Wanting mystery, right? We talked about that when D2 launched, we didn't have these things. And now here comes Dreaming City. And now you got this cool city, right? You got this, and then that third week, and you see the taken things falling from the ceiling, and it's just aesthetically pleasing. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. I think it's cool to have these little secrets every now and then. I mean, as long as they don't go too crazy with it, you know what I'm saying? Having multiple things behind time gated specific activities, I think it's cool. You know, in my own defense, I'm in the same boat with Escalation Protocol. I've been wanting all those weapons for the longest. You know what I'm saying? And one time I do it, I'm like, oh damn, this is the week it's not the shotgun. You know how many times I
Yep.
played it and I'm like, damn,
Oh,
this is the week it's not the shotgun.
yep.
You know what I mean? So
Been there, done that.
yeah, I've been there, man. Yeah, you want it, but you get it. You will get it eventually. You will get it eventually. It just comes down to, people really wanting it very badly at the very beginning. That's what I think
Mhm.
this is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think we agree. There's both sides of that argument. I can
Yeah.
see both of them. It just kind of
Mhm.
depends on your playtime and stuff like
Yeah.
that. For I guess for me, it's just like
Mhm.
Shattered Throne is on it, and I didn't even finish the thing. I got to the
Me
ogre and
neither.
got my butt whooped. Did you finish it
Mhm.
or no?
I did not because literally I had when they told me about it, I had like a doctor's appointment set that day,
Oh,
and then I didn't realize how long this thing was, and I'm like, damn, I gotta go. You guys are gonna be pissed. So I was able to get a replacement for me when I left. Shout out to Dino King and Sinister. Those are the ones I think I let that down again. So that was it. Attic wants in.
no, no. Hold your
Oh,
breath.
hold your breath, Attic. I might send you stealth one towards the end. We'll see. Good,
But yeah, so I mean, that kind of covers that one. It's just one of those. It's such an awesome experience, though. From what I even got to play and I didn't finish it. I just
Mhm.
want everybody to be able to jump in there because it is
Yeah,
so cool. Um,
yeah.
yeah, it's just like an amazing piece, and I just want as many people to see that as possible because I didn't even expect it. I was like, hey, I don't even know how big it is. And we start exploring. I'm like, holy crap, this place is
Mhm.
huge. So just so many pieces I didn't expect. So very, very, very cool content.
Mhm.
So it's been kind of awesome.
Yeah.
So I just like more people seeing it, the better. It's just one more piece that we had no idea coming, and it took 3 weeks to get here.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then the other side of this very long-winded discussion, the Last Wish raid. Now,
Yes.
I have not. Have you killed Riven yet?
I have not.
No, I got to Morgeth, and then the group we were doing just couldn't put it together. I've seen people like one phase that guy, so I definitely know it can be done. We just didn't have a very focused group. But honestly, when I jumped in, I was like, "Hey, I'll be happy killing Callie." And this is for me where it's like this is coming from the world of World of Warcraft. That's a redundant statement. Coming from WoW, it's I've been through that. Like it takes like a long time to progress through a raid because you have to build up getting more and more pieces as you go. And I actually like how that feels. And for me, that's one of those like me, I'm probably going to sound like the elitist now and be like, honestly, it'd be cool if you could not get to 600 without doing the raid, because that would actually make
I know where you're going with this.
That was one of the pieces for me that made Vault of Glass so damn popular, because you had to do it.
Right.
More people were on LFG, more people out there willing to do it, more people were actually decent like Sherpas and stuff like that, because like everybody had to do it. You could not get max level without it.
Right.
So, but if you weren't max level, the world didn't end. Crucible's still like pretty much across the board the same. If you were, say, couldn't hit any higher than 580, what if it was even like 585, 15 levels? It's not that big of a difference in, say, Iron Banner's about the only thing where it's going to matter.
Right.
But on the other side, it gives you incentive to jump in there. And that's literally why, for me, just the fact that I know I can still get the 600 without finishing the raid is kind of like, I feel kind of cheaply getting there. Like, I didn't raid that much in D2 because I didn't have a good group for Leviathan. I just didn't do it that often, especially in the others. But I was always able to hit max level. But I was like, but I'm not really doing that in-game quote stuff. I'm just kind of doing the powerful gear path, which is an option. And I understand that piece of it. And they've made the grind harder for sure. It definitely takes some time if you're not raiding. But it's just one of those pieces, like, if you saw somebody who was level 30, you're like, damn, they spent some time in there. They got all the pieces. They finally grinded their butt off. I was 29.9 forever until my helm dropped. So I know I was like, believe me, I've been through that grind. So I don't know. Just one of those pieces with the raid, and kind of the in-game piece that I'm still probably more on the elitist side, but it'd just be nice to see just that's a little more incentive for more people to get in there. But as they did make this thing basically one difficulty mode, what do you think? There is not going to be a prestige or hard. This is it.
It's a big deal. That's a big deal. What's up, advanced gamer? Even though he's not addict, but he got the wrong account. But no, here's the deal. I understand if someone is upset about this. Now, this one I can understand. I'm like, okay, people, some people really like prestige once the challenge is, put out there, so to speak, right? So it's funny though, E, because you made some points that I actually agree with, in the sense that for the people who want it, that's not going to be there. I get that. They want an extra challenge after they beat Riven. Fine. I get that. Valid argument. But I think for me, because the way the raid was constructed, because it was such a hard level of entry, and then as you level up, then you can get to the next. You can get to, from Cali, the 560 Shuro Chi or whatever, then to 580, whatever, the ogre and so on. I think the way it's structured, it feels like this monument climb, so that I don't feel that I personally need a prestige. You know what I'm saying? And then here's the other thing that we got to think about. With the raid layers coming, because we got Black Armory coming, right? That's December. Like, dude, we're October right now. There's still content coming. We still got Festival of the Laws, stuff like that. What I think is happening is that they don't have the time to really set aside between the drops, because of this new schedule now, where it's like, instead of the 2 content drops, now it's the 3, because we're doing fall, spring, summer, right? So I think that, because even with the layers, didn't we get Eater and Spire late, those prestige?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Like, we got those late. So, hold on one second. I'll let you jump out. Let me just finish. The thing is, I get it for the people who want prestige and love that extra challenge. I can see them being upset. I think, what I think I'm more upset about than no one's talking about? No challenge mode.
Well, there's the raid challenge through the clan.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
For the Cali, the challenge mode was to kill all 3 ogres in the middle. I mean, they might not be as challenging as certain ones, but I feel like certain challenges to past raids have been easy.
Right.
So I think they kind of took it away from being like a raid thing to a clan thing. You have to do it with your clan.
Yeah, and last point that I was forgetting that we got to talk about is that when in defense of this decision that they're doing, is they have those wishes now. That now apparently we're going to read the 12 that you can do things to make it harder or whatever it is, this Petra challenge or whatever it is.
13th wish is brutal.
Brutal. I don't know if I'm doing that. So
and you have to get that for the Riven's Bane. I'm like, not one death in the whole. Whew.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
People who beat the world's first already done that.
Oh, I know. Yeah, but I was like, Redeem did it already. Yep.
Wow. Is there any curated special drop?
I did it too. No, but there damn sure should be if there's not.
Yeah.
See, that's one of those pieces where it's a really cool thing to do it. Okay, then make one piece of gear, just like make a guaranteed, just a guaranteed, what is it, tier 10 masterwork? Just whatever it is, a random tier 10 masterwork from the raid, just drop from doing that. Like completely flawless, that's worth something. For sure.
I feel like if you doing that whole raid completely flawless, no one's dying, you deserve a 1,000 voices. Like I really do.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I mean, if you already beat it before. There's no way you haven't beat it before.
Because it's not one of those things where if someone dies, you go back to that checkpoint. If someone dies, you start the whole raid over.
Yeah.
So nuts.
Yeah, man. So what do you think, Attic? I know you jumped in. You chomping at the bit. We haven't had you on Flashpoint in a minute. So what did you think about this whole raid thing, man? Like where you at with it?
I think it's the best raid that Bungie's ever made.
Wait. Last time I talked to you, you had taken King above this.
I mean, I bounced back. I feel like Riven herself is cool. Her mechanics is fun, but I felt like the first time seeing Oryx was better.
He's an Oryx fan. I know.
But like when it comes to actual mechanics, I have to give it to the last push because the only other one that is, was on point with some of these bosses was Golgroth.
Yeah.
And
what is your favorite encounter?
Shirochi.
My man Attic.
Is it just the music for Cognito there?
That's the mute. Listen.
Well, the vault is pretty good too. I like the vault's music too.
Really? I haven't gotten there yet. I gotta get there. Let me tell you right now, man. I told y'all I forgot the name of the track, but it's played during the Shirochi. And there's a if you want to know somewhat how that track sounds, the original track is in the Shirochi fight and in the Escape with Riven's Heart fight. But if you want to hear a variation, it's actually Gambit. Gambit has a variation of it when he's like, when he starts to line you up and he's like, Vex is gonna be the thing. That's part of that beat. If you've never heard it, you guys are not doing the raid. But continue. That's my joint.
And I like it. I think the 1,000. There's a huge rumor going on right now. When you beat Riven and Return the Heart, there's like a bunch of chests that's in the final room, and there's like a bunch of speculation if the 1,000 of voice is in at least one of those chests every time. There's like 25 chests,
right?
So like, I just want to ask you guys: I don't think Bungie's confirmed that. Do you think that's it? I feel like if they put 25 chests in there, it's for a reason. One of those has that, and 9 times out of 10, no one's getting one. Because there's 25 chests, and if only one has, that means you have a 1 out of 25 chance of getting it.
So I think I heard it was 24, but the way they did that is you have 6 players, and I guess if you have 4 keys each, you can actually open every single chest, and that was actually how they opened one of those wishes. So like from what I've gathered, I think you are right though. I think they feel like they've said it is probably one of those every time, so it's just luck of the draw.
It just, when it comes down to it, like I heard your guys' with the Shattered Throne, I feel like the reason that you're not going to see Prestige anytime soon is because they're not making these events, and they're not doing the structure of Destiny where it's only like this week you do this next week you do that. This one looks like it's set up. Okay, these 4 or 5 weeks you do this raid, and maybe the beginning of next year will give you Prestige.
I don't think there's going to be any Prestige though, right? Eve, the vibe we're getting is that.
I think the when they actually raise the light level, that's when the Prestige is going to happen.
What do you think, E?
I don't know. I mean, the way I'm reading this, the way the the raid is built now feels like a hard raid anyway. These encounters are not easy for somebody to jump in. It's very mechanics heavy. It's not just like you could literally take stuff away with this and then put a basically, I would say, guided game friendly raid mode in there. And say if you were say if you did a guided for Cali, for example, say there were only 3 symbols instead of 6. Like you could cut things out of all of these fights, still make them raid feeling.
Oh, none of that. Keep that out of my raid.
Oh my god! No. I had to get him in here, E, because this is Lord Raid. This man lives for the raid.
I've already beat the raid 4 times.
Right. So
congratulations.
Salute. The thing with him is this is his premium experience. This is the reason, he's one of the remember he quit Destiny too. He was done. When Leviathan and then the foolishness that was going on with the whole community in the game at that point, he was done. So to see him back in full force in this level is a testament. I
didn't mind the Leviathan. I felt like it was like it wasn't part of the Destiny universe. It was like a what's the word I'm looking for? It was like a show game that somewhere you just pop in. It didn't feel like the Cabal took anything serious. Like it felt like it wasn't part of the lore. Like it was literally just thrown in there, and you go there, and the host is just messing with you. It feels like Loki. Like Loki is just up there messing with you everything you do. And I like a most serious tone raid. It's like right here, we did the Last Wish. It is directly responsible for what happened in the Forsaken. Oryx. When you fought Oryx, the reason you fought Oryx is because it was directly a response from what happened from the Taken King expansion.
That narrative connective tissue has nothing to do with nothing.
Leviathan. It's just like, okay, we kill Gaul. And it's like we're just sitting around, watching TV, and then bam, a big ship just appears out of nowhere.
No explanation, no narrative.
And we get there, we still haven't even killed the owner. How?
Yeah. Trust me, we've gone on and on about how we feel about that. But that I just wanted to get Addict in on this because I know this is important to him. But yeah. I mean, I think you said it too. I think it's just one of those things that for me, I don't care as much. But do you really care? Like no prestige, no. Like, what's your final verdict, E? Like, what's your whole thing? Now that they've announced this, no prestige. This is how they're going with Last Wish.
The way the raid is made, I think it is as it should be. I think it's a very difficult raid, very mechanics heavy. You have to know your stuff. You have to be on point the whole time. There is no like normal to hard, and hard is just because of like the deaths. The only thing I would probably say is just because the tokens are annoying and you can't clutch fights with that. Yeah. But generally, if the tokens were still out, you still have to be absolutely on top of your stuff at certain points. You got to know your call outs. You got to make sure you're right. You miss one eye on Riven. I've watched the fight. You miss one. You're like there's very, very little margin for error. So I think the difficulty is probably where it needs to be. And then the fact that they've put in that wish to say, hey, try it without dying ever. Like, I mean, you want a challenge, do that. If you can do that, then damn, like Team Clan Redeem, you guys are beast modes. So I mean, that's what, to me, it doesn't bother me at all, because honestly, the way they did prestige or hard, whatever they did for Leviathan, those challenges felt so arbitrary. It's like, hey, let me mix up what weapons you can use, and I don't think that got a lot of love.
Oh yeah. You know what I meant to say? Not the Eater of World Inspire challenges. I don't necessarily care for that forced loadout thing. I meant like Taken King challenges. Remember how they used to have?
You got to do the encounters differently, or everybody's got to be. You have to hit all 6 orbs. You have to trade it back and forth. Like, yeah, those were interesting to learn. But then, kind of once you did it, it was like, okay. Sometimes it just felt like, say, Golgoroth, for example, where you all 6 had to hold it. It literally just got to the point where there were more places to screw up, but it was not really something that actually made the encounter. It didn't add something. It literally just was like, all of you have to touch. So it just like literally lengthened the fight. Okay. So, I mean, some were good, some weren't. I mean, all of them weren't perfect. Dado, of course, had his thoughts on those. We've all heard that.
Right.
I wouldn't mind seeing challenges like that. Those were kind of cool to throw and occasionally be like, hey, and because it gave you another loot chest as well. So that was kind of a nice piece to be like, hey, what is the challenge mode for Cali? This is like the clan one. Say you do have to summon the ogres, and that gives you something else to work on for the raid. So I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing those, but like for needing another difficulty, I don't think so. Challenges, I could see that as being a cool addition, but I don't think it needs another difficulty. It's already a pain in the butt.
I think you were about to say something before we move on.
I think the reason that we're not seeing one anytime soon is because this raid the light level to do this raid was significantly higher than the original one, and they can't go any higher at the moment because it's pretty much straight at max light.
I think so too.
It ends at 590, 580.
I completely agree with you, and I think because of the structure and the fact that if they wait and try to extend an artificial light level for a prestige mode with the timing of Black Armory, right? Because just to be real, like, what's the name of this expansion? Forsaken. Like for
where you been?
I know. I'm sorry. Forsaken, right, has so much more content than the average Destiny expansion, right?
Oh, that blows them all away.
Yeah, the Dreaming City's doing something. I just think in the timeline, they probably made a decision and said, hey, we're going to make it hard. There won't be a prestige. There'll be a 3-week cycle. There's still more secrets. Remember, there's still stuff in the database. Shout out to Unknown Player and all these guys. There's still stuff that we haven't seen and haven't gotten yet, right? So they're going to time lock those things, then roll these events out, Festival of Laws, blah, blah, blah. And then boom, here comes Black Armory. Here comes machine guns again. The secret crest, what's going on there? Where's this area? Raid lair again. I think that's probably the real reason. That's what my gut says.
I mean, when I have to leave here in a second, but I think when it comes to it, I think Destiny's a good spot. I like the way they're going. I'm actually about to release a video probably tomorrow on whether or not Destiny's too hard. And I think when it comes down to it, I think when they weren't trying to go this direction, they had a player base that wasn't even on the top 50 of Xbox. At the end of the day, the people that are going to keep this game alive are the people that the hardcore, the people that want to challenge, the people. I do think there are a couple things that needed to be fixed. I think it's ridiculous that you play for 40 plus hours of Forsaken and you can't participate in the raid day one. I think that, and I don't think that's necessarily anything to do with.
You're on Fran's side, I see.
Yeah, he's on Fran's side.
No, it's not that. Like, if I put 40 plus hours into a game, I feel like I should be part of the going in, but I don't think that's the game being hard. I think that's the loot system being stupid. Like, I think that needs. There's no reason. There's no reason why I should have to get 25 plus kinetic weapons in a row.
that just comes down to the RNG of what's needed to actually bump you, and then, like you said, you'll get the same helmet or you get the same gun with your other stuff being weak.
Having a skill base, not a luck base. They need to look into that, do something, because and it's like I said in my video, a lot of the things people don't realize is you actually have a lot more opportunities with the Forsaken than you do Leviathan. You have prime engrams. The only thing that I would say that a lot of people are leveling up quicker in Leviathan is because the exotic drop rate's so low.
Yeah.
In Leviathan, you get an exotic drop rate that's like 25 plus.
Right. And remember, we were farming public events in the Leviathan era just for light. Remember that. So that's a huge thing. But no, I hear what you're saying, bro. I mean, that's up for the debate, the whole RNG to get to max light and how, you can just be completely unlucky and you do.
I've gotten the same grenade launcher like 50 times.
Hello, Edge.
They have said that, there's some minor tweaks that need to be done. And I understand people, I get the reason they went the direction they went the raid. And, I've told Lord Cognito, I agree with it. But at the same time, like, if I think I probably put more than 40 hours. I know like this game, like 8-9 hours for 2 weeks.
That's what Fran said.
And I should be able to do that raid day one.
But let me ask you this question. This is my only counter. Is it because you can't do the raid, or is it because you can't do the raid week one? Because the reality is you can do the raid. It's just that you weren't lucky enough and get the perfect drops and everything to do it at that point.
And I feel like that's my issue with it, is because it was luck based. It wasn't skill based. Right. I kept getting, like, I literally, for like my powerful engram, all of the week right before the raid was kinetic weapons. Every single engram was a kinetic weapon.
So you want a nice tweak to the.
And I feel like if a little minor tweak like that, I mean, let's be real here. This raid isn't hard. This raid was hard based off light. I'm in the 590s, and we blazed through this in 40 minutes now.
Shout out to TF Chronos
as well.
In your chat.
I was gonna say, if people were as high going into this, the struggle on that first day would not have been what it was. If you were
it
higher,
would have been done in 4 hours, I guarantee it. But I think that's what made it so special.
Right. So so then you just countered your own point.
I didn't say that I didn't agree with it. I literally said I agree with the direction they went to, but I feel like the drop system should be tweaked.
The drop RNG is what you're talking about.
I don't mind the rate. I don't mind what level light the rate is. I was saying
we're talking two different things. Yeah, that's different. Y'all both agree. His point is what is what TF Chronos in your chat is saying.
Yeah.
He's saying that I've got over 40 hours in only 525 due to duplicates. He said I don't mind the grind. I just wish the loot system wasn't as stupid as it is.
Okay, so here's a counter to that from a different game.
All right, let's go.
Situation. World, of course, just a reference, and that's kind of one as somebody dedicated like you, Addict. I know you'll kind of understand. There are certain progressions, so you get to max level, but you have to basically level up light. It's a similar thing, but you just kind of a different piece of your level. There are different tiers of, say, dungeons that you would go through. And say there's a heroic dungeon when I go through it. And the only way I'm going to complete my set and kind of get my level up to kind of that next piece is I have to complete this set of gear. I can run the same thing, and I only will get my helm off of one boss. And I can go through that thing 10 times, not get my drop, and then I get nothing. So there's a point where you can get nothing, or you guys can get duplicates in certain spots and they kind of have some random rolls and something to get. But if I'm literally going in there and the only thing drops literally for a completely different class of character or something I cannot use, and my drop only comes from one boss, that gets to a whole different level of hard. So you are getting
that's just repetitiveness. That's not hard.
Well, I was like, it's kind of, that's why I was saying the balance both ways. Instead of
bringing up another game, maybe the concept is that game needs to change their shit too. Like
the world's been through a lot of evolution. I mean, it absolutely has, but still in turn, you just said like the specialness of this raid on day one is because people were not as high. If the RNG was fixed,
then everybody's
and then all the duplicates, then it would have been done in 3 or 4 hours. So it's like, how do you can't have it both ways?
Both ways. That's the point. That's what I see too. Because it's like if we all get there, we're gonna blaze that.
Look, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not going to. I'm not going to condone. I'm not going to condone Bungie letting me get 15 to 20 kinetic weapons in a row. I'm just not going to. It's not going to happen.
All right, listen, that's your opinion. I'm not. You are justified to have that opinion. You know, I understand that thing.
Do you have a fix to say, hey, you don't want 20 kinetic weapons? I can understand that, but how do you still make the raid then as special as it was?
Well, at the end of the day, all I'm saying is I shouldn't get the same slot. Almost, I like literally.
Can I ask you a question? Wait. Let me ask you a question to counter that.
You're 590. It hasn't been too bad.
Let me ask.
That's because I've probably put 90 hours in the game.
Let me ask you this question.
I am not that high.
I'm sorry that you ain't been grinding right.
Oh my God! So now it's a grind blame game. But let me ask you this question real quick, because I know you got to go. How many Forsaken exotics do you have?
None.
Really?
No, not one.
Me neither.
Every time I get in, it's always a year one. And explain to me how you do a quest exotic for Ace of Spades, and it could be a drop after.
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. Okay, I just want to ask because on the flip side, Ebon's he's got like.
I've gotten 3 of those.
Okay, so I was just very curious, because I want to know if you got basically this is just an RNG debate. That's all it is.
Yeah.
This is a completely different thing. I think we all agree the raid was fantastic. We all agree the difficulty coming in we were fine with. Just the point of contention is just whether they need to fix the RNG system for leveling up. And that's
because my number one issue I have to leave is not necessarily on what level it was, what it was. It was the fact that the people that got to do the raid day one, they had better luck, or they farm prime ingrams. It had nothing to do with skill, nothing to do with grind. It's because they literally had a better shot at RNG than anyone else.
Okay, fair enough. I see.
I don't like games ran on luck. Like it's okay to run luck on a certain percentage, but it doesn't make sense that I'm not going to even have this argument because I'm going to keep going in this. I love it. I gotta go.
Shout out to Lord Raid coming through. I had to get him because I know this is a topic. Yo, good looking for coming out, bro. We will talk, and I will see you in the realm on Sunday. Later, bro. Good. I had to bring him because I knew this was gonna come. It's a touchy one. It represents the franchise, and I get it. I understand the frustration. You know how me and you feel about it, E. So it is what it is.
I don't know. It's one of those Sean Finnegan on Fire Team for all those guys.
Oh, he destroyed that topic.
But he absolutely did. He was like, he wasn't even there. But it's like, okay, so you weren't quite there on day one. So this maybe isn't your raid for first time. It doesn't mean you have to be like, just because you put in a certain amount of time. That is literally part of luck. And that's why I was like, World is a reference because it's a similar type of game. We have classes, we have RNG, we have drops, we have all that crap is in there. And then you get to a point of, okay, so, and that's what I was saying. I would go through certain things. Like when you run World of Warcraft raids, like the main boss that you kill, you're only going to have a few drops. There's 40 people in a raid. Guess what? The top people get those drops. You can literally raid for like 2 months and not get a damn thing at all. So, I mean, there's difference of references. I understand we're not playing World of Warcraft. Good Lord. Leave. You're done.
Listen, Addict is a very passionate raider. And like I said, it's always good to get the other side.
You literally can't. That's
you can't have it both ways.
Yeah,
that's
you can't have a fix. You can't have the specialness of what we had.
Facts.
And have the RNG.
Facts. One has to give. See, you're talking big picture. And that's where ultimately you win the argument. Because at the end of the day, if you fix the loop, right, to not give duplicate kinetics and duplicate of whatever you don't need, and then you get what you need with a higher percentage, come raid day, you're going to be 580. If you blaze, right? I mean,
if you want to have RNG be correct, then literally make the max 700. Figure out like the calculation of, okay, the raid comes out in 10 days. What is the person who like no lifes this thing? What is the max that they can potentially be? If you're getting your RNG, with a decently better calculated RNG, okay, say they get to 600. You start it there, and then that's where you start the thing. I mean, you can adjust it accordingly if you want to feel better about your drops. But then in turn, to still make the difficulty and the specialness, you just literally move the chain farther out.
Yeah.
So,
He's in the chat still talking. He's mad at you. He's mad at you. He said, we are not playing World of Warcraft.
Oh, no. Yeah, I saw him in your chat. That's why I said that.
I love it. Oh, my God. I love Addict. He's just so bad. But he has to understand his fix, like we said, will affect that love fest he has for the difficulty being hard. He can't. It's one of the two. Now he
says he does it in 40 minutes because he's 590. So then the challenge isn't as much there. It's not. That first day should be a challenge. And then also the fact, okay, Gaming Addict, if you're still sitting in chat, let me know on the other side. Do you think you should be able to get to 600 without doing the raid? Now, if you answer, I'll be kind of curious what you say on that one, because have I beat the raid? No, I haven't. I'm not high enough. That's the point. I've played a buttload of time, but I've also spent some time like helping out friends and things like that. So I haven't actually gone as hardcore, but I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's an easy raid. I'm not saying it's something that you just should be able to do. But if it didn't happen for you in the week one, it looks like you've done it 4 times.
Yeah, you've done it 4 times. That's my thing. To me, the real issue is dudes want to do it the first week. That's all this is. Everyone wants to be part of that team. And unfortunately, you got to be lucky. And then the second thing is, if we have the fix, right, where you have RNG and you're getting these drops, we have a similar situation to the launch of D2, which is when everyone's at max and there's really not as much of a challenge as this was. What made this great because of the challenge was the fact that so few got to do it. So that's why it was popularized when people were watching World's First and all this stuff. It does have a lot to do with luck. This is a looter shooter. That's what this is. It's
Diablo and see how many hours people put in trying to get something.
That's what it is, man. And they can tweak. They can make tweaks. They said they're going to make tweaks to exotics as far as the exotic loot pool. They said they're going to make tweaks to certain things. There will be some tweaks. But at the end of the day, like my boy Def Singer said, there's going to be the haves, there's going to be the have-nots. That's just how RNG is. I don't see how we fix it, but we beat this thing to death. But I had to get that in, man. That was a fun one. We had to get a little debate action on Flashpoint. So what we got, man, to finish this thing off? Lost and Found?
Yeah, Lost and Found. Yeah, I know the screen sharing died. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
But Festival Lost is coming back. It will go on October 16th. They don't say how long it's going to last. What is it usually, like 2 to 3 weeks, somewhere in there, something like that. So they say a celebration of lost heroes, a new challenge to tackle, which I'm not entirely sure what that'll be. Includes a costume party. You're all invited, and it ends with a quest to solve a murder. Honestly, what do you think? Like, sounds like well, no. Well, for one, my better question would be who died.
Yeah, who died?
But the other piece is, do you think of all the Festival of Lost we've seen, as Forsaken has already kind of kicked the doors off everything else, you think this is going to be? Think it'll be good?
Listen, I already like the whole foolishness of what this sounds like. like we get it's a costume party and we have to solve so it's literally a whodunit in Destiny. So listen, they add a little fun to the game, a little twist. I'll tell you right, it sounds already better than Festival of the Cost last year. The key is going to be how much are these things going to cost, if they're going to cost at all, because we know this event in particular has had a very interesting history, right? So we'll see how it shakes. But I am very intrigued by that sentence, I must admit.
Yeah, I mean, it gives me something to look forward to. And, you know, we've had the raid, we've had the 3-week cycle, we have the Shattered Throne, which will actually come back on this week as well. So in case you don't have enough stuff to do in a week, bam, there's another one.
Yeah, there's another one.
But this should probably at least go on for a couple of weeks. So you might do Shattered Throne first week, work a little more on Festival the next week, 2 or 3 weeks. You'll have some time back and forth. But the masks coming back are cool. I kind of wonder how they're doing the masks. And this is where they desperately need a transmog system.
Oh, yeah, badly. Yeah. Big time.
Like, because, I mean, if I get a mask of Uldren or if I get one of the Meatball, which you know is going to be in there, but I still want to keep my light level higher, kind of messes with it. So that's the whole point of like some of those cosmetic ridiculousnesses. They don't have a light level to them. You usually probably won't have rolls, so they're literally just going to take away from your light level. So the fact of wearing them all the time, as light matters in a lot of things, it kind of takes away from the fun. So give me some transmog, please.
Please, yeah, I agree.
Sounds cool. Like a quest involved with a murder, a challenge to it, costume party, a lot of good things in there. This is good.
Yeah.
So.
Attic is a fool. It's a testing for $2.99. You can use the back room. I hope they don't do Festival of the Cost. That's the main thing. Yeah,
no. I think they've learned their lesson. Honestly, if so far like Steve and Scott have been on their money from Bungie, like so far they've been nailing this. And I don't know whoever's working on what comes in next September, but man, that's a hell of a bar to hit. We've said that one before, but yeah, it's like seriously, they learned their lesson when they got really bashed last time, and they definitely made improvements last year. And honestly, with this one, I just hope they keep pushing it, right? So
yeah, man. So that's that, but it's good that it's coming around, and they look like they're gonna try to do something cool. So then that's it, and then it looks like it was player support.
Yeah, they kind of cover a couple things. They explain about Nightfall ranks, just kind of how that works, and the whole way of going through Zavala's system, which is. Honestly, it's kind of cool. I've actually done a couple of the 100,000 point Nightfalls now, just getting a couple of friends together and be like, okay, we're actually going to try for it. And if you got a decent multiplier and some mods on there, it's cool. So the higher you get, just bigger modification to your light level is going to make it easier. So I like that. That'll be kind of a thing. They've got some known issues out there about, malfeasance, clan bounties, stuff like that. I mean, that's all patch notes. If you guys need to see the nitty gritty stuff, you guys can jump in as well. A couple cool videos like right here.
Yeah, the baby.
Petra's, so when you get down to the first movie of the week, Petra's run flawless raid 13th with Giggs and Glad and all them. So it's like, we did it already. Just absolutely killing it. So, but other than that, guys, I think if Cosmo or Dylan said he was out of town, but he's back to the grind. And I think we are too, like, so much to do. So, I mean, overall for raid difficulty, I think I like where it's at, and it doesn't bother me that there's a prestige, but I do think challenges would be kind of a cool thing to see. Keep it alive, maybe give it some legs down the road, maybe throw a challenge, maybe throw some challenges in with some of the expansions, stuff like that might be cool, I think.
No, I'm with you. I think just to double down on it, I think the reason why I am so forgiving with them not having a challenge mode, let's keep it real. This raid is so well done. Oh, yeah. This raid is so well done. It is so, regardless of how you feel about the light starting, or whatever that was, like we have to admit these encounters are great. The narrative is great. Post Riven is fantastic. Dreaming City is fantastic. Shattered Door. So it's like this whole feel good thing about this content that we're like, look, you gave us a full course meal. We thought we were gonna get, a nice little lunch.
Yeah.
And you end up giving us appetizer. You gave us a great dinner. We got some dessert afterwards. So it's like, can we really get upset and be like, hey, I forgot that extra, that forgot that ice cream you normally sometimes you used to give. Like, what I mean? I really can't, not with this one, you know what I'm saying? But, for those who, say, hey, I really I wanted that, I get that. But I think the reason why I'm okay with it is just that, man, this is really, really good content, really good and on so many levels. And I'm dying to see, like you said, with it's such a tough act. Whoever's the team behind following, what I'm saying, this expansion. I feel sorry for the Black Armory team already.
Oh man, that alone is just gonna be like, oh, this is good.
How do you follow the team that literally saved Destiny 2?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it's on a similar track. Hey, if the raid layer sticks with at least the Dreaming City, it's already a good step because we're still within the lore, still with that connection, still with the awesome area.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I was like, if they throw it in somewhere else, like now, what would be cool? I wonder if they'll ever do a raid layer somehow attached to Tangled Shore. I don't know what that would be, but I think that could be another piece that's like, not quite a deviation, like a complete oddball connection apartment from the story.
Yeah. No,
like,
that would
Leviathan's a bit odd, but I think it could. I think they've probably got something they could do with that. Would be kind of cool to see more with that area as well. Like, whether this one stays with the Dreaming City and then maybe the thing back on the Tangled Shore kind of goes back to some other connection or something, come back in spring or summer. So that'd be kind of interesting to see. But yeah, when it comes to the armor is going to be tough because, for one, we definitely need to see weapons, but they are bringing machine guns to the table, so there's going to be some discussion about that. But my big one is these are going to be smaller pieces. They know they're not going to be the full story, not a full raid. But man, when it comes to next September, that bar is off the charts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. Don't envy the devs. You guys have some work. You've done awesome, but literally now you can't stop running at a full sprint. So good luck. Try and sleep in there and keep your sanity. But yeah, I think this is probably where we'll wrap this one up. Not quite as long as the other week, but still close to 2 hours. So more than we expected. But yeah,
in the building.
I know some people be waiting a little longer than they want for some of these changes. Whether it's 2 weeks or a month for some of these, they are coming. They're working on it. Bungie can only apparently do some things so quickly. Some things will go quick. Apparently, some things don't. So if you like Destiny, roll with what you got. And if you're not loving what you're doing, just mix it up. Try a different mode. Try, the raid. Wait for the Shattered Throne. Work on your light level. Hit your powerful gear. And honestly, if you need a little break and go play some Call of Duty, it'll be waiting for you when it gets back.
Exactly. There's some Forza Horizon out. There's some great games right now, man. A lot of stuff. Assassin's Creed stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said.
Oh man, have you heard of how long Assassin's Creed is?
I did hear.
Oh my god! Like I can't do that.
I have to stay away from Spider-Man yet. Yeah, exactly. It's just too much. It's so much. And then when, like I said, my problem is when Destiny's good, I just don't want to stop playing Destiny. That's just my problem right now. So
no, I'll lose one of my friends to Blackout for a while because
looks good.
Now it looks good. I did get to play that. You've got Red Dead coming at the end of the month, which is just like going to suck people's lives away. And just all of that alone on top of everything else. So yeah, lots of stuff coming in the future, but if you're having fun in Destiny, just keep having fun, find the parts that you enjoy and spend some time in them and look forward to the next week of rotations. But yeah, biggest thing, guys, just stay tuned to our channels. You got the Awesome Iron Lords podcast coming up on Sunday. As he says, the Lord's Day. I'll let you take care of your intro for that.
No doubt, man. Yeah, every Sunday is the Lord's Day on the Inner Circle Network. We will go live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will have L Boogie, who is in the chat today. She will be in the realm of the Lords. We will be talking female from the female perspective. Of course, her whole movement that she's got going on, as well as the stream team stuff, because El Boogie is part of the stream team, the Iron Lord Podcast stream team. We've got some fun stuff cooking up with that. So it's going to be good to get her perspective and just talk gaming. She knows her game, and let me tell you, she knows her Destiny. Because fun, quick story. Like I was playing this week and I didn't have a lot of time, and then I got home and I was like, it's one of those days I'm like, I know I need to go to bed, but I really want to play just a couple of matches of Destiny. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna sneak out. I was offline, so nobody can see me, nobody can bother me. I just get a couple of matches and then go to bed. And I jump in, and I'm like playing with a team, and I'm literally carrying this team in Crucible. I am like literally, these guys are like potatoes. Like these blueberries are not doing their job. So I'm sitting there and I'm in a gunfight, and I see L Boogie's name come up on the opposite team. So I said,
cool.
Then she messages me. She's like, aha. And we like got into a gunfight. She caught me off guard a couple of times with her weapons, and then like I caught her a couple of times. I was doing my Vigilance Catalyst while that was going on, and then she sent me a party chat after that. She was like, ah, and I'm like, yeah, you caught me. I was like, that was fun though. So yeah, their team won. She had a squad. They won, and but I led on the losing squad. It was a close one, but it was a fun thing. So shout out to her. We will have her in the realm of the Lords. We got that going on, obviously, with the Iron Lord Podcast YouTube channel. Please subscribe to that. We're really trying to build that. We have a lot of original content there. We go to shows. We do PAX, E3. A lot of the big events, also Combat Talk with the King if you like boxing, and of course, Flashpoint with my man, the Bob Ross of Destiny.
Sometimes I still don't know how to take that one, but thank you.
The compliment, the man.
Question for you guys that are still in chat out there, and this is kind of one of those random tidbits before I wrap up my end. Sure. Mm-hmm. Me and my longwardness sometimes gets the better of me, as you guys can tell. Flashpoint is usually not flashy; it's long.
Not flashy at all.
It may be shiny, but not quick. So I worked on a raid guide for kind of more of a solo casual encounter type practice. The damn thing for Cali ended up being about half an hour. So honestly, my curiosity, guys, would you have any interest in me posting that on my YouTube channel? Or is that like, you're like, that's way too long, I'm going to go watch Dado. So I'm literally just curious if you guys think that's worth me putting up. I've got most of it done already, so I may just throw it up there anyway and see what happens. But I'm just curious, as you guys are live in chat, let me know your thoughts and see if that's something that you guys would like to see. Because I set it up as like not a solo Cali, but kind of a way basically. So I set it up as if you're going to go in and say you've never done the Last Wish raid, but you want to be able to go into Cali and actually feel like you know what you're doing. I basically explained that you can go in and practice everything that you'll need to do to handle your plate on your own, see what the damage cycle looks like, and see all of that. So you can literally go in and practice the first fight on your own and know that you can handle your plate, you can handle the knight, and you can handle your piece of the fight. And then honestly, if you get to then when you get to actually join a team, you'll have that first fight pretty much on lock. So it is a longer video for sure. I tried to give you guys pretty much everything I could, obviously. But yeah, I'll get that one up there just so you guys can see it. As I said, it's about 30 minutes. So
do it.
All right. Well, I'll throw it up there, see what the feedback is. I'm probably gonna get half the comments that are like, I'm not. Yeah, that's thank you, Death Singer, but yeah, I respectfully not quite.
You talking that talk in the chat? Oh man, Death is hype. I love it.
So yeah, I was like, I'll throw it up there and see. I'm sure half of it's going to be like, cool, I'd love to see that. And the other people are like, you talk too long. And I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm going to see that coming. So I'll throw that one up there, but you guys know where to find us. For me, it's Ebontis everywhere. Twitch, Twitter, which some of you guys are on right now, and then YouTube. Shout out to my insane whisper video that kind of exploded my channel. 15,000 subs now. I don't even know what it was last Flashpoint, but just broke 15,000 yesterday. I was literally like watching it tick up like 14,996, 997. And then it was at 14,999 for like half an hour. And I was like, just like waiting. And then finally it ticked over. But I was just like, is it actually like stuck? So that's been kind of amazing for me. Literally in probably 2.5, 3 weeks, maybe, my channel has almost doubled. So shout out to all you guys, new, old, long timers. Thank you guys very, very, very much. It's been awesome. And honestly, it's just like fun stuff that we get to do like this. Our love for Destiny here that you guys support. Iron Lords podcast. I was listening to shout out to a couple weeks ago. Was it Lewis? Who's the guy? You know who I'm talking about?
Which guy?
The guy from Mexico.
Oh, Luis Yepes,
the
artist designer. Yes.
Yep, yeah. And he was talking about his Destiny point, and I was like, oh, there we go. A little bit of love in there too. So that was really, really cool. So
thank you, sir. Very cool. And one last thing with ILP, I forgot. Please, this is definitely one not to miss. Besides the amazing El Boogie, we are gonna have a big special announcement on this Sunday at the Iron Lords podcast. So again, if you make it live at 11 a.m. Eastern, be sure to make it. If you miss it live, we're actually gonna edit and put it on the Iron Lord podcast channel a little quicker now. We're gonna be getting that up instead of waiting a week before you get the episode. We're gonna wait only like a day, so you're gonna get it on the initial source live and also on Iron Lord Pod. But don't miss this one. We've got a big announcement, and especially in your chat, shout out High Certified. It's something it's going to be something he liked and he requested for a long time from the Iron Lord podcast. So hopefully you guys tune in for that. It's a nice announcement.
Yeah, check him out. Check out the man with the best intros in the business. It's going to be awesome.
Thank you, sir.
It's going to be the Ebontis' Lord now. No, it's like I'll just take the honorary title. You guys are kind of
you Lord Ebontis. You got that.
But yeah, it's like we're pretty much wrapping it up, guys. So thank you. Chat's been awesome. Like I know more subs brings a few more people to the party, so spread the word if you like playing Destiny or just being a gamer in general. And no shout out, like sometimes to King in the Iron Lords podcast, there are some points where like, hey, he's got his combat and stuff like that, and he's got some moments of just absolute crazy. But there are moments where he just brings it down to earth. And I just wanted to kind of wrap on this one for you guys because I just got done catching up on a couple Iron Lords podcasts. We're all gamers. We love gaming. We're passionate. So I just want to say thank you all for being awesome gamers, awesome people out in this world that is going on. And just thank you guys. Be decent humans. Have fun gaming. Don't be a turd out in the world. And just like have fun. Positive. Enjoy the games. And if you're not enjoying it, find something that you have fun for. So thank you guys. That will wrap it for October 5th. And it's been amazing.
Yes, sir. Everyone enjoy Sunday.
Yep. See you guys soon. Go check ILP in a couple days.
Sunday.
See y'all.
Peace.